friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Aso, this is Aso Tarot, and in today's Pick a Card Stone deck reading, we are going to be looking at how your person is currently feeling about you and kind of going into detail about that. So we have a big reading for you today, and I'm really excited to get into it. So I am going to go ahead and go over what will be in the free reading and in the extended. So to start with the free reading, we're going to be doing an energy check-in where we're going to look at your person's actions / energy towards you. And by your person, I mean the person you're asking about. Hopefully that'll be the person that comes through, but sometimes it changes and you need to know about someone else. With that being said, the way to know that the reading is yours is if the actions and energy aligns with the person you're asking about. If it sounds like you and not your person, then you've probably picked your pile. If you want to hear about that, go ahead. But I would recommend picking a different pile if you're curious about that. And then if it sounds like you, but also sounds like your person, then that's likely indicative of mirroring. So we'll look at their actions and their energy towards you. Then we're going to go into the tarot, and that's where we're going to look at how they're currently feeling about you. So we'll kind of go in depth there with whatever we pull, and then I will use channeled messages to clarify whatever we pull and clarify those feelings, why they might be feeling that way, why those energies might be coming out, and then we'll get some final guidance about the connection. So if that resonates and you're enjoying it and you would like to come back for seconds, I will have an extended reading where we are going to be looking at a lot. So we're going to start by looking at your person's intentions towards you at this time. Remember, this is a timeless reading. Whenever you find it is when you're meant to watch it. Then we're going to use more tarot cards to look, one, at action you're being guided to take towards this connection. And then we'll see how that action will impact the connection. Then we'll see action that your person will most likely take towards you and why they will most likely take that action. And we'll kind of see too how that mixes in with their intentions as well. Then we'll see what your person wants you to know at this time, and we're going to do that by looking at multiple different channeled message decks, and then we will finish off with some final guidance. So the extended reading will be linked below, and we are doing all of this in this video. So I cannot wait to get into it. So let's go ahead and look at the 4 different piles you guys have to choose from. Starting with pile 1, we are going to be using the 5-cent tarot, and I have this piece of spirit quartz on top. And then for pile 2, we are going to be using the final rose tarot, and we have my favorite pink spiky guy on top. I think it's called magenta aura quartz or pink aura quartz, but he's my pink spiky guy. Then for pile 3, we are going to be using the new moon tarot, and I have this piece of pyrite on top. And then finally for pile 4, we are going to be using a totally unofficial Adventure Time tarot deck, and I have this piece of Apophyllite on top. So go ahead and pause the video if you need to decide which pile you feel most drawn to. It is absolutely okay to be drawn to more than one. There might be a pile about you in here. There might be a pile about the person you're asking about and someone else Spirit wants you to know about. Trust your intuition, take what resonates, discard the rest. And I hope that this reading resonates. I hope you enjoy it, and I can't wait to get into it. So once you have picked your pile or piles, you can go ahead and scroll down to the description box or the comment section where I will have the timestamps for each pile listed below, as well as the links to the extended. So I hope that makes sense. I will see you guys in your pile, and I usually say I'll see you in your reading, but I guess I changed it today. Okay, see you soon. Hi there, pile 1. Welcome to your reading, and thank you so much for being here. If you guys chose the spirit quartz and the 5-cent tarot, this is going to be your reading on your person's feelings for you. If you'd like a full breakdown of the reading, there is one in the intro. So like I said in the intro, we're going to go ahead and start by looking at your person's current action / energy towards you to see if this is your pile or not. So if it sounds like the person you're asking about, then you found the right pile. If it sounds like you and not your person, you're likely finding the pile about yourself. I would check out a different pile if you feel called to do so. And if it sounds like you and your person, it's likely indicative of mirroring. So looking at this person's actions and energy towards you to start, we have Dark Star. Want to make sure you guys get that. This deck is so sick. I just got it today. Okay. So we have Dark Star. We have the Third Eye Chakra with Unity. We have the Hero with the ego response of security. I forgive myself for thinking that it means anything about me at all should my loved ones experience challenge. I choose to believe that it is safe to trust those I care for to grow resilient through the experience of difficulty so that they may realize their strengths. We also have self-sabotage. We have the Bear. And finally, we have give and receive. So this is a good example of one where there may be less action, or this could be a pile where there are a lot of different scenarios. Like for some of you, you could be with this person. For others, this could be someone that you're not even talking to. There's a wide range of energies here. So be patient with me as I come through with this. But the overarching energy that I'm getting about the person that is coming through is that this is someone who is having a very intense awakening right now. And actually, if you're watching this as I am uploading it, it is a timeless reading, so whenever you find it, it's meant for you. But we are currently going through Mars retrograde still, and a lot of this Mars retrograde is about, I don't know if it's the Mars retrograde. There's a union with self transit coming. Check out K Moon's channel if you want to know more about that. But essentially, I think that this is kind of what this person is going through. And I think they're actually having a very powerful spiritual awakening at this time. If you are with this person or communicating with this person, you might find that this person is really matching your energy, or matching as best as they can and maybe holding back a little bit. If you are with them, you may feel like they're not disclosing as much information as you'd like maybe there's something on their mind that they're not quite talking about. If you're not with them, you may find that they're kind of quiet right now. Or if you have not talked to this person in a while, you might be wondering why they're even on your mind, and wondering why you keep thinking about them or feeling their energy or feeling synchronicities about them. And I think there's good reason for it. This person is having a really powerful spiritual awakening, which I think I just said, if I can remember correctly. Please know I'm only half here when I channel. But the importance of this spiritual awakening is a lot about the fact that they are starting to recognize their shadows. And rather than pushing away the work that they know they need to do, rather than suppressing their issues, their darker emotions, their shadows, they're no longer able to suppress them. They're having to confront them. And with this Bear card here, there's this huge transformation and new beginning coming in for them, because they are realizing, for some, I'm literally hearing how wrong I've had it, or how wrong what I heard in my head was how wrong I've got it. And I think that what that means is that this person is realizing the errors in their perspective and how their perspective led them to not see elements of themselves that are very important for them to be a more self-aware human being. And I think with this Unity card being here, depending on your connection with this person, there could have been things like, for example, if this connection has been rocky, if you've called them out on certain behaviors, for example, maybe this person is someone who's very self-sacrificing and does everything for everyone else, but doesn't really focus on themselves. Maybe, I'm hearing for some, maybe one conflict in this connection is that maybe they didn't spend a whole lot of time on you, and they spent more time on family members or friends or people that needed them. Or maybe they just spent so much of their time with people that needed them, they didn't have enough time for you, or something like that. That doesn't have to be the case for all of you. Like I said, there are a ton of different energies here, so bear with me. I didn't even realize that, but yeah, bear with me. Anyway, maybe you've been bearing with this person in a lot of ways where you've kind of just been trying to hold space for them. I could see for a lot of you how you and this person may be in a situationship or in a situation where neither of you are really talking about your feelings, or there's been an acknowledgement of feelings, but there hasn't been much in terms of moving forward. I feel like this person has been going through a lot. So if you haven't heard from them in a while, or if you're wondering if they're just like choosing to not talk to you, I feel like I need to stress that this really isn't personal. And as frustrating as that might be, it isn't personal. They are going through a lot right now and realizing a ton about themselves and why they behave the way they do. And they're becoming aware of like the things that they need to address in order to be able to give and receive. Because I think one thing that might be very persistent here is that this person could either have trouble receiving love from you, or receiving positive energy in general from someone, unless they feel like they deserve it or they've done something to earn it. Or they could have a really hard time giving love to people or being in a mutually reciprocal relationship, because it's quite likely a lot of their self-worth was based on being of service to the people around them. And it could be that romantic relationships were an area where they had a lot of deeper wounds, and they felt like, well, there's tons of people in my life that need me, so I can't even think about that. I can't even worry about that. I can't even worry about romantic relationships. But one thing that I do see is that I think that this person sees you as a gift, and they may not see themselves as worthy enough for you. And I think what's really interesting is that I think part of this awakening around this person is the realization of what sort of mental limitations and mental, I'm hearing abstractions, they've created in order to justify their self-sabotaging behaviors. That's one of the biggest things here. The fact that the third eye chakra is coming through, they are having a massive awakening around, oh, it's not that I'm not worthy of this stuff, I'm deliberately sabotaging myself because I'm afraid, or things like that. It's almost like if you felt like there was a part of this person where they just weren't seeing things or something wasn't clicking, the process of things clicking and them seeing things for what they really are rather than how they perceive them to be is the process that they're going through right now. And so this is an uncomfortable and tricky process for them, but I think it has been what they've needed to kind of retreat into themselves and realize that if they continue to always be there for other people and focus on others, they won't have time for themselves. And I think one thing that they're actually realizing is that they may use this kind of hero complex that they have in order to kind of neglect what they need to work on within themselves. It's like helping others props them up egoically, makes them feel worthy and valued. But I think for some, this person is either completely uncomfortable with receiving, or they feel like there are other people that quote unquote need them. They might see you as someone who has it all together, who is, I'm literally hearing the term like high value person, and I have certain feelings about that word, but that's coming through. So it could be something that you go by, or that this person sees you as, or just sees you as someone worthy of a lot. And they may feel like, well, how would I even be valuable to this person? They don't need me. They don't need me to save them. They're not holding out for a hero. Like I almost feel like they're not seeing you fully accurately. I definitely think they put you on a bit of a pedestal. And I think they're starting to see that now. One thing that I think that they are realizing is how shallow their perception of themselves has been, because they've only been listening to their ego. With this third eye awake, like with this unity card, it's interesting because I feel like this person is having this awakening to the fact that they've been neglecting their shadows for so long that they have no choice but to face them, because the light within them is very, very dim. It's like all they can see is the dark right now. And that's the awakening that has to occur for them to start seeing the light again. And I feel like in this case, one thing that I think that they're seeing is, first of all, if you pointed out any behaviors to them or any shadows to them, whether compassionately or not so much, they're becoming aware of those, and they may not be liking the fact that what you were saying was accurate. But if that's not the case, I do think that they are seeing how maybe certain attributes that you have, they have as well, or certain shadows that you have, they have as well. I don't know if they really see your shadows too much though, because I think if anything, they probably value you more than they value themselves. But that is something that they are realizing is not based in reality. It's based in their own issues around self-worth. With self-sabotage here, I think that this person actually uses the excuse of needing to be there for others as a way to push away love. I feel like this person does have deficiencies in self-love, and so what they have been doing to prop up their ego, like I was saying, is help their loved ones, help the people around them. And I actually think that they may have taken it personally, like they were doing something wrong if someone in their life was experiencing a challenge they couldn't fix. They almost took it as a challenge, like, okay, no, I'm gonna fix this, I'm gonna help them. And it's kind of ironic because they would channel that energy anywhere except themselves. And I think one thing that this person is realizing is that they either don't have the capacity to give to people that they think are like really great, like you, or they have difficulty in receiving from people like you, the people that they think are great. And so I feel like this person has likely self-sabotaged in this connection or held back on you. If you're with this person, and I would say if you're with this person might be a little bit distant right now, where you can tell there's like a lot going on within them. But I feel like they are realizing how important it is that they be able to both give and receive, how important reciprocal relationships are. And I think one thing that they are awakening to is the fact that they are not comfortable in mutually reciprocal relationships, and there's got to be a reason for that. And in fact, they deserve mutually reciprocal relationships. And I think that if they have received a lot of love from you, a lot of kindness from you, they may have felt like you were not seeing them accurately, or that you were seeing them in too kind of a light. And I think that was kind of their low self-esteem, self-sabotaging behaviors coming out. But really what's happening here is they're awakening to the fact that, number one, they've been neglecting massive parts of themselves that they need to start addressing, and number two, they're realizing reality isn't what they thought it was, and that there is a lot. This person can really like Eminem, by the way. Well, M&M's, but I was thinking of like Eminem the rapper. But they're just seeing things in a different light. They're seeing themselves in a different light, and it's almost like they're awakening. They're awakening spiritually, whether they believe in anything spiritual or not. They're realizing that there's so much more to this world than they thought. And I think that this person spent so much time occupying themselves with the issues and the problems of others that they didn't even really take the time to think about how their issues were affecting them. They didn't take the time to think about how they may be pushing love away or pushing you away, or not really being open to like the love or the energy that you want to give them, and vice versa. So like maybe they fully recognize, for example, if you're in a relationship, that they're not doing enough, but they're justifying it because, oh, well, so-and-so has this to deal with, so-and-so has that to deal with. Like, pile one, they've got themselves under control, so I need to focus over there, or something like that. If you're not with this person, though, I do think that whether you're talking to them or not, I do think that they're having a lot of realizations around your connection, and realizing how they may have sabotaged this connection by not being open to you, or how maybe they weren't really fair to you in one way or another, because they didn't see you realistically. And it's almost like I like that this self-sabotage card has this glass around it, because I think this person is realizing that they didn't fully let you in, or if you're with them, they haven't fully let you in because they haven't been honest with themselves. So I feel like the one thing that you do need to know is that if you and this person, if you've been really hurt by this person not opening up to you about certain things, I feel like I need to tell you that there are things that you were aware of within this person that they were not, and they're seeing that now. And not only is that uncomfortable, but it's also like, wow, I've got a lot of work to do. This person is realizing how much work they have to do, and I think one thing that they're realizing is that they need to start putting themselves first. I think actually they might have been in a situation where someone that they really loved and cared about, that they've been doing a lot for, kind of effed them over and or screwed them over. That would be a great way to put it. They kind of screwed them over, and now they're realizing, I can't believe I spent so much time and energy with them. Like, I can't believe I did all that for them. And I think that anger, that realization that they deserve better is like, it was probably the catalyst for them being like, wait a second. I think that they're seeing parallels between the connections in their life to their shadows, and also parallels of certain things that they're uncomfortable with in your connection, however that may play out. And I think it's actually really interesting. One thing I noticed is we kind of have this sun image up here in the bear, and in this unity card, it's down by the head. So I feel like this person is in the process of integrating a lot of light and a lot of truth, and I feel like this is intense and kind of overwhelming. But I think, if, let's say for example, if this person reached out to you recently, I think there's good reason for that. I think that they are realizing that they either owe you an apology, owe you an explanation, or they have some things that they want to communicate to you, or questions they want to ask you. For others, if you're in a relationship with this person, I think that they may be kind of taking time to themselves to kind of integrate these truths, but I think they know that they have a lot to own up to. No matter what though, like, I can't really see a lot of action. I see a lot more like energy, and I think that these energies could play out in many different actions. For some of you, you may not be hearing from this person at all, but you're feeling them a lot, wondering why you're feeling them so much, and it's likely because they're feeling you a lot, because however your connection has played out, they're seeing parallels with how their life has turned out and how their behavior impacted things. And they may have looked at this situation previously as like, well, they're too good for me. Like, I'm setting them free by doing this. And I think what they may be realizing is like, well, wait, no. Maybe I was self-sabotaging this, and maybe I was denying myself the opportunity to receive something that could have been good for me because I didn't think I was good enough for it. So the actions that this person is taking towards you may be different, but ultimately, if you feel like, I feel like I need to confirm for the people that aren't really getting much action from this person that you're not crazy and like picking up on them a lot and feeling them a lot. And in fact, for some of you, one thing I heard is that if you're in a relationship with someone else and you're feeling this person a lot, it might be because like you being in a relationship with someone else made them realize like, I can't believe I sabotaged my connection with them. So if that resonates, we're going to go ahead and see how this person is currently feeling about you. So I do quickly want to mention while I am shuffling that if this reading resonates and you're interested, there is going to be an extended for this reading, and it's going to be very long and very juicy. And I'm very excited to do it. We're going to be looking at your person's intentions, action you should take, action they'll likely take, how action you take towards the connection will impact it, why they're likely to take the action that they will. We'll also look at what they want you to know right now, and we'll get more guidance. So if you're interested in that, that will be linked down below, above the timestamps likely, in the comment section or the description box. Okay, so Spirit, how is pile one's person currently feeling about pile one at this time, please? Okay, we have the Two of Swords. We have the Four of Wands. We have the Wheel of Fortune. That one. We have the Ten of Swords. And on the back of the deck, we have the Emperor here. Okay, so you've definitely played an integral role in this person's life. And if you're with this person currently, I definitely feel like you could be like, maybe for example, you have ascended to a higher level of commitment with this person. So if you're in a relationship with them, they may be feeling like conflicting emotions where, like, on one hand they feel really great that they're getting closer to you, and on another hand they may be feeling really uncomfortable with the truths that they're receiving or the things that they're realizing. I think one of the biggest things here with the Wheel of Fortune here is, for every single one of you that chose this pile, this person sees you as someone that they are genuinely lucky to have met. I don't know if for all of you this person believes in destiny, but I do think that they are realizing how important your role in them awakening has been, and their realizations of their truth has been. But I also think too, however this connection is played out, because it's hard because there's so many different interpretations I'm getting here. There could be so many different ways that this could play out. So, like, please be patient with me. Thank you to everyone who is. I feel like this person could be feeling many types of ways about this, but I also think that they see you as someone that has made their life better and harder, in the sense that there's things that they can no longer ignore. But I think with the Emperor card being here, this person is trying their best to remain in control with the things that they are realizing. So with the Two of Swords being here, this person may be feeling like they're not ready to talk to you yet, or talk to you about what they're experiencing. Or if you're not with this person and they reach out to you recently, or they're like, you're talking to them about like surface level things, I definitely think that this person maybe wants to talk to you more about this situation, but they just don't know how to communicate what they're going through. With the Four of Wands being here and the Ten of Swords, for some of you, this person could have been involved in a situation that was really toxic for them, whether it be like a toxic living situation, a toxic friend situation, family situation, or even for some of you, if you're aware of it, they could have been in a like really toxic relationship that they and I feel like if they were in a relationship, it wasn't even like a committed relationship. I feel like it was probably a situationship where them and this person probably went back really far. And maybe, for example, you came into the picture and they felt like they weren't good enough for you, or, you know, someone else was taking a lot of their time and attention and energy. I feel like no matter what, with this Ten of Swords being here, if you and this person are not communicating and there was like an ending here, I feel like they may be really struggling with the fact that they may have let go of a good thing, and that they may not be able to get that back, that you may have moved on and there's nothing that they can do about it, at least in their mind. But if that's not the case, for example, I do think that this person may have taken action towards some painful endings in their life, towards people that weren't treating them well, towards people that were taking a lot of their time and energy. And I think this person is realizing now that was always going to happen, but I think that they also saw you as someone really special, and they do see you as someone really special. So if you and this person are in limbo, or you and this person are in a relationship, I feel like this person is very afraid of things falling apart, or there being a painful ending here. So with this self-sabotage and this rose, I feel like this person has always had deeper feelings for you, but I feel like they have always kind of, I'm hearing in my head like, not making a decision is still a decision. So this person could have kind of just held back on communicating, or held back on taking action or making decisions here, because they were almost afraid that if they messed up, or if they did give in to the energy of the situation, did give in and receive in this connection with you, that that there would be a painful ending, that they would inevitably lose you, that they would mess it up or something like that, or that you would realize that they're not good enough, or you would realize that you don't need them, or something like that. And I do think that this definitely stems from their fears. But with the Ten of Swords being here, there was some sort of ending, whether it was with you or with someone in their life that they felt like they were beholden to in some way, that they felt like they had to be the hero for. And I think they're realizing that that was not actually the case. But I do think with this Emperor on the back of the deck, one thing that they maybe don't realize yet is that they felt safer in situations that they felt like they were in control in. And there's something about your connection that made them feel amazing, but it also made them feel out of control. So I feel like this person is realizing that they were actually actively disempowering themselves. I think that your time and attention makes this person feel very powerful, but I think they also wonder if they're worthy of that. So that's like kind of one realization that's happening here, is I feel like they are feeling like they want this energy to shift, but they need to figure out how to do that. I feel like they're taking action towards the realization of their shadows. Like, okay, I need to start addressing these things within me that are causing me to self-sabotage, that are causing me to hold back. With the Four of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune here, if you are in communication with this person, if you are in a relationship with this person, I definitely feel like this person feels really good about where your relationship is, or where your or maybe about the fact, for example, if there was like a separation here, if you're communicating again, this person may feel really good that you haven't cut them out of your life, or that they didn't completely mess things up with you. Like, I feel like this person really wants things to flow well and feel good between the two of you. They want things to be balanced, and I think that is a very new desire for them. I think that they used to see an imbalance as balance, where they were worthy so long as they were channeling their energy into the connections that needed them. That gave them that reassurance. And I think that there was an awareness with you that you made them feel amazing, and they felt amazing about this connection, but are they worthy of it? Are they allowed to have that? Why are they allowed to have that? What if you realize that they're not actually as great as you think they are? What if you realize that there's something better than them? So I feel like this person is kind of grappling with the fact that you feel like home to them, and you feel like a very special person to them. And I think that they're very afraid of holding something that special and being a part of something that special, because what if they lose it? Or what if your feelings have changed? For example, if you have history with this person. So with this impasse card being here, this could be a couple of different things. For example, if you're not talking to this person, but you're feeling their energy very heavily, they are definitely deciding whether or not to reach out to you, whether or not to talk to you about what they are dealing with. If you and this person have been talking, but they've kind of been quiet, that's because they don't really know what to tell you right now. They're a little bit afraid. They're not really sure. They're overcoming this stuck in their head type feeling. They know they need to make a decision. They need to do something, but I feel like they are trying to delay things because they're afraid of saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing and losing this connection, period, point blank. If you are with this person in a relationship, I think that they feel really good about where your relationship is, and they are very afraid of any self-sabotaging behavior. They're afraid of their shadows, and they want to talk to you about that, but they're unsure of how to, and they're wondering if, like, what if you look at them differently, if they're honest with you about those sorts of things. And I think that's an insecurity thing. I don't think that's because they think you're a judgmental or bad person. I think that this person is trying to stay in control and trying to stay balanced, but they are just experiencing so many shifts and so many changes in their perspective. And so if you're not talking to this person, I definitely think whatever connections have ended in their life, those endings have made them realize, they have kind of been catalysts for them to awaken to a lot of truths about themselves. And I think that they're really hoping that this wheel will turn in their favor, and that things will get better within this connection. But at the same time, they're almost unsure if they want to face it, because they're very afraid of feeling good, of feeling at home, of feeling like things could get better for them. I definitely feel like there is this energy where they're like, what if I make the wrong decision? What if it's too late? What if I'm not enough for them? What if they found someone better? What ifs are going through their mind a mile a minute. And I feel like they see you as someone that they need to either be like on your level or actively getting there in some sort of way. And so I think that this person, for example, if you're not talking to them, they might be doing the necessary work to kind of tie up loose ends and clean things up in their life, and kind of just recognizing that things are going to get better for them. And they see you as playing an integral role in that, whether it was your energy and the experiences they've had with you, or whether like your connection in general has just brought about a lot of luck for them, a lot of joy for them. I feel like this person does struggle with feeling joy, but the thing is that they want to experience that more. And I think that they are kind of taking things one day at a time here, because they're kind of unsure, and their logical mind is telling them things that are very different from what their heart, from what their third eye is telling them. I mean, their third eye may be coming online for the first time, and they may be realizing, wow, there's a lot more to this world than I thought. There's a lot more to this situation than I thought. And I think more than anything, the way that they feel about you is that you make them incredibly happy. You make them feel amazing. Like with the Four of Wands here, like the Four of Wands is union energy, and so is that unity. So I feel like this person sees you as someone that they feel like they could have a really beautiful and reciprocal connection with. If you are in a connection with them, they do feel that way, and they might feel kind of conflicted about that, because they're like, what if I lose this? Or what if I mess something up? And that might be fear coming in the back of their mind. But if you're not with this person, I feel like this person is hoping that things will come around, and that they may be feeling like things will get better in this situation, or they'll end for good depending on how you feel about them. Or they may be realizing that, like with this 10 of Swords here, that like the endings that they have created or that have happened have made them realize just how special the connection between the two of you is. And so I think that they could be kind of celebrating the fact that things are shifting for them, but I definitely think that they're kind of trusting in the universe at this time to kind of see how things will work out for the both of you. I feel like they're still kind of unsure of what action to take towards you, and maybe unsure of whether to like reach out or not, because they just might be afraid of what you'll say, what you won't say, what you'll think of them, if it's too late, if it, like, you know, stuff like that. If you are in a relationship with another person, if you're in that group, I definitely feel like this person kind of wants to say something to you, but at the same time, they feel like you look really happy, and they're thinking maybe it's for the best that I just leave things as they are. I feel like more than anything, though, for all of you, this person sees you as someone very special, someone that has made their life better and taught them a lot. With the Wheel being here, you could have experienced highs and lows with them, and I think they're realizing that the lows have brought just as much value as the highs. Maybe if they're used to being in lows, they're very uncomfortable with the highs they experience here. And so they're afraid of losing that, of that ending, and not being able to look forward to more good times with you. So I do feel like there is some hesitancy here, where this person is just unsure of how to communicate with you at this time, but I feel like they're figuring it out. They're not sure what to do quite yet, but I feel like no matter what, this person is realizing that there are certain endings that are leading them to get out of their ego and into their intuition, into their heart, and realize that the things that are truly important are not what's necessarily important on paper, for example. And in fact, maybe for some of you, this person has had some sort of like big promotion or big opportunity in their career life that has made them realize they still feel the exact same way as they did before, that their self-worth hasn't changed. And I definitely feel like they see you as someone that has it together. I feel like they see you as someone that has a lot of power over them. And for example, this is going to be a specific example, but for some of you, if this person is a man, they might feel like emasculated by you if they've seen you as like more successful or like more put together. Especially if like you're a woman asking about a man and this is like a hetero situation. I do feel like your person could be really struggling with the fact that they feel like you're more of a man than they are. Not in like a literal way, but in like an energetic way, in a sense of being in control, in a sense of being empowered, in a sense of having like taking a stand in your life, standing up for what's right. They may feel like you're more powerful than they are. And I think what they are awakening to is the fact that there's more to this connection than they realize. And if they did end things in this connection, I think they may be realizing that it's time for a new beginning of some kind, or that they may want a new beginning, or they may feel like there's something very powerful and special and destined about this connection, but they may be worried of like, oh, what if pile one rejects me? I feel like no matter what, this person really cares about what you think of them. And I think they're definitely overthinking things, and kind of like, if you felt like this person was going to reach out to you and then they didn't, it's probably because they were like about to hit the send button and then chickened out, or have been thinking about like reaching out to you and then pull back. So I feel like for a lot of you, you could expect to hear from this person soon if you're not talking to them. We'll look at that in the extended, but I definitely think that no matter what, this person sees you as someone very special in their life. You feel like home to them. And I think that that might be a very uncomfortable experience for them, because they're used to kind of being that safe haven home person for others, and they're not quite sure how to receive that for themselves. So I'm going to go ahead now and use our girl Hermit Tarot's channeled messages to clarify each of these energies and see what else we can get. So can we clarify the Two of Swords, please? What's this about? So, okay, that's interesting. I'm just going to shuffle all of these first, and then we'll go for it. Okay. Can we clarify the Four of Wands, please? Okay. Can we clarify the Wheel of Fortune? Okay. Obviously, this is Ace of Swords, but I'm still going to turn this over for now. Can we clarify the Ten of Swords? Okay. And we'll look at what's on the back of the deck. We have Do You Think About Me Too? So for a lot of you, this may not be a situation where you're in a relationship with this person, but okay, let's talk about the Five of Swords here really quick. So we have 3. I can't even look at you right now. I never imagined so much perfection, and they are waiting for you. So I feel like this could actually be like, this person maybe having a hard time looking at themselves. They may in some way feel like they've kind of acted like an ass, or they maybe feel like they've made an ass of themselves. But also, like, maybe if this person felt like you said something to them that they didn't agree with at the time, they might be seeing the truth of that, and they might be very uncomfortable about like being honest about that. If you are in a relationship or in a connection with this person, I do feel like they may be having a hard time talking about what's going on with them. They may feel so much shame with the fact that I never imagined so much perfection. I definitely feel like they see you as someone so special, and they may recognize that it's up to them. No matter what, I think this person recognizes that it's kind of up to them to let you know what's going on, whether you are in a connection with this person or not. I feel like this person knows that they have to face you, but especially if they want things to shift in this connection, and especially if they're going to address all these energies, like they know that you're kind of expecting from them, or that like the ball is in their court with this, they are waiting for you. But I feel like they're with how much has changed, the fact that they're seeing themselves so differently, they're almost like, oh, they care so much about your opinion. It's like, I don't know why I'm getting a soccer example, but it's like, imagine your like ideal soccer player coming to see you play soccer. Oh, sorry, football. I hope I didn't trigger anyone outside of the United States with that statement. If you're playing soccer/football, which I want to say, by the way, did you know that the term soccer originated in the UK? I'm like 99.9% sure, Google it. But it's almost like having someone that you adore seeing you do something that they're very good at is something that they're like really scared and embarrassed to do, because it's almost like they really, really care about what you think of them. And so it's like, if you were playing soccer and your favorite soccer player in the world was watching you play, it's like, oh my God, that would be a lot of pressure, because like you care what they think and you want to impress them. You want to make a good impression, right? And so I feel like for this person, if you're really good at communicating, or like really good at being honest about like your shortcomings, or just like if you're good at communication in general, like this person may feel like, how am I going to communicate this to pile one? How am I going to be honest with him? Like, how am I going to do this? Like, they might just really be feeling like, I don't know how to face you about everything that I've realized. Like, I don't know how to tell you you're right. Like, I feel like for some of you, there might be this realization that you're right, but also like, I feel like this person is also like, I can't handle how, like, I feel like, first of all, they can't handle the pedestal that they've put you on. So that's not kind of something they need to work through. But I feel like they can't handle being rejected from you right now. And so it's almost like they're kind of putting things off because they don't want to like, they don't want to ruin anything. They don't want their perception of you to be tainted by the idea that you rejected them, if that makes sense. For some of you, there's just a lot of insecurity here. They see you as someone really special, really magical, really perfect, and they almost don't know what to do. So clarifying the Four of Wands, we have your family won't like me. So this could be literal family or friends or something like that. This person may worry that like they don't fit into your world. They may literally worry that your family won't like them or that your friends won't like them. And I think that might be something that they're having a hard time with, because if you feel like home to them, especially if you guys come from different backgrounds or something like that, they may be worried that like other people would try to sabotage the connection, or other people would make you aware of their shortcomings, and then they would be like, oh crap, like they would lose you. Like there's a lot of fear around losing you. There's a lot of fear around not being good enough, a lot of fear on not being accepted. And I feel like if there is like a really harmonious energy in a lot of your connections, they may worry that they'll create disharmony by coming into it. As for the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Ace of Swords and Light. Okay, so yeah, they've definitely seen the truth about this connection. They're realizing that this connection is not only very beautiful, and here's what's actually really interesting, is this Dark Star card. All of these cards have counterparts to them. So like a light attribute and a dark attribute, and this is the dark attribute, Dark Star, and its counterpart is light. So this person is realizing that not only are you a special person to them, but like you could actually be a very wonderful light in their life, like and that actually they are worthy and deserving of something like that, but they have to be accepting of that. I think that they've also just seen the truth. I think they've realized a lot about this situation, and I think that there's a lot that they didn't see that they do see now, and that's really uncomfortable, but they know that they're gonna have to own up to this. They're gonna have to talk to you. They're gonna have to shed light on this situation, because now that they are gaining the clarity, they want to be able to give that to you. But I think it's a matter of waiting for the right time, or waiting for things to pan out either the way they want them to, or the way they hope them to, or like I said, the circumstances for you guys could be so different. So whatever you're feeling intuitively, whether you're in a relationship with this person and you're like, why aren't they talking to me, or why aren't they talking about what they're going through, they will. If you feel like this person is going to reach out to you or is going to communicate with you soon, I think they will. If you feel like this person has more to say to you than they're letting on, you're right, they do. But they are waiting to have kind of full clarity before they communicate that. But I do think they have a lot of clarity about this connection, and I think they may have like seen this connection as something very triggering, because it's like I think it always made them feel very good and feel like they were at home, but they may have felt like the universe was kind of like taunting them, like, oh, you know, look at this amazing person that you can't have because you're not good enough for them. And they may be realizing, oh, the universe wasn't saying that at all. The universe was trying to like let me have a relationship with an amazing person, or let an amazing person be in my life, and I was self-sabotaging. So let's see what the Ten of Swords is clarifying. You already know. Okay, so I would definitely say that because I'm like, I don't, but it seems like you do. So whether this ending was with someone in their life, whether this ending was between the two of you, or like maybe this person pushed you away, or this person shut you down or shut you out, I feel like this person knows that they're gonna have to make amends for that, and they may be really afraid of like what's going to happen. They may feel like they're kind of coming back with their tail between their legs, and maybe that's one reason why they're afraid of what your family or friends might think of them, because they're thinking like, they probably think I'm a POS. They probably think I'm a terrible person. And so but also I think that if this person has communicated to you insecurities around losing things, insecurities around pain, insecurities around opening up to someone, I think that that's what this Ten of Swords could be about. But I guess whatever vibe you're getting from this Ten of Swords card, I would take it. Actually, it's really interesting, the fact that there's the hedgehog on this card, because it makes me think of Neon Genesis Evangelion. There's literally an episode called the Hedgehog's Dilemma, which I think it's a concept. It's not just from that show, I don't think, but it's essentially the concept of like, you know, the closer you get to someone, the more painful things can get, like for a hedgehog, right? Because they've got all those spikes. So it's like the hedgehog is cold, it wants to get close to another hedgehog to keep warm, but the closer they get, the more they'll poke one another with their spikes. And so I feel like this person could have pushed you away before things got too real, because they were afraid of things inevitably ending or them messing things up or something like that. But the fact that we have the back of the deck with "Do you think about me too?" with now is not the time. They may be waiting for the right time. They may be worried that they'll come in at the wrong time. I just want to see, because this was also blue. But with the Emperor card being here, I feel like this person is trying to keep like a poker face. And they may feel like you're doing that as well. So they may have no idea whether you still think of them. They may have no idea whether you even care about them, whether you even would be open to them again. If you're in a relationship with them, they may be feeling like, do you have any idea of what's actually going on? Or like, what do you think about this? Like, they might be really insecure about what you're thinking about this situation. But the fact that we have two aces here definitely tells me that this person is having a lot of realizations about you, a lot of realizations about how their behavior in this connection reflected a lot of their shadows, and they are realizing things. So we're gonna go ahead now and finish the free reading off with some guidance for you. Lucky you, you don't get to get out of here without having your ego analyzed either. So to start with your guidance, we have look to your inner strength. You are stronger than you realize. And this is a number 11. So maybe for some of you, we'll look at this in the extended, but like, you know, maybe you've wanted to push this person away. Maybe you've been angry at them or upset at them, or maybe you wanted to communicate something to them, but you felt like you couldn't handle that, or you didn't want to deal with that. I feel like your guides are, and the universe is really telling you that you have more strength than you realize. And if you need to stand up to anyone or be honest about anyone, you do have the strength to do that. For any life path 11s out there, there might be some guidance about that there for you. But I do feel like there's definitely some mirroring going on, and you may be realizing shadows within you that you need to address as well. We also have surrender negative thinking. You have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, say thank you for sharing and quickly refocus on positive affirmations. We have the nurturer, resources, security, and sensuality. So sorry, I had to see those. I definitely think focusing on nurturing yourself, or just being a nurturing, like giving yourself the love and nurturing that you need, I think could be very helpful. I think it's really interesting that we have a 44 here and we have an 11 here. So if you've been seeing 1144, it is quite possible that could be talking about, like, you know, make sure you put yourself first, make sure you're nurturing yourself, protecting yourself, but also, you know, 1144, I always see that as a sign that like angels and guardian angels are around. It always makes me think of Archangel Michael too. But I also think that if you're seeing 1144 a lot, it could be a sign that the work that you're doing on yourself is leading you to be able to face situations that you thought you once couldn't. There's a lot of purple here as well, so I think it's quite likely you may be undergoing some sort of I would say, like, if you're already spiritually awakened, then I wouldn't say spiritual awakening, but like spiritual heightening, a spiritual high you might be hitting. But for others, maybe you're new to spiritual stuff and it is a spiritual awakening. So maybe that's happening to both of you at the same time. But trust, you're stronger than you think, especially if you're battling with negative thoughts. I feel like one thing that the universe is saying is that you're stronger than those thoughts, and those thoughts do not have to rule you. Like, your thoughts and your brain is not daddy. You are daddy, and your brain is baby, and you top your brain, like, period. We also have my love is limitless. So that's a good affirmation that you can tell yourself. And finally, we have an ego card for you. I forgive myself for feeling as though I may somehow mess everything up should I choose to trust myself. I choose to believe that every time I allow myself to gently follow my instinct, I strengthen my intuitive muscle and set myself up for future success. So definitely, if you've been having like intuitive insight about this connection and you feel like it's just wishful thinking or something like that, you know, the universe might be asking you to kind of really look at that and ask yourself, are you really wishful thinking, or are you actively ignoring your intuition, or are you ignoring what your heart is telling you because you're afraid of being open? Maybe both of you are afraid of being open. Maybe both of you are afraid of being honest. And I feel like if you are used to not trusting yourself, that maybe this is a good opportunity to do that. So Pile 1, I am going to move things over to the extended now. If you want a full breakdown of that reading, like I said, it's in the intro. But thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for letting my ads play in the background. If you enjoy what I do and want to support me, that is one of the simplest and easiest ways to do so. The other simple and easy ways to do that is to get the extended, to like this video, that's free, comment down below, also free, subscribe, that's also free, and click that little bell notification to be notified whenever I upload a new reading. You can also check out my social media, which will be linked down below. They'll be aware of scammers pretending to be me. But I mean, if you want to see me and Danny DeVito having fun, you know, definitely check out my Insta. And I have merch, but that's all I have for you guys. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for letting me read your cards. I really hope this resonated, and I really hope it brought you some clarity. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this video, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye! Hi there, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading, and thank you so much for being here. If you guys chose the pink Spiky guy and the Final Rose Tarot, this is going to be your reading. If you'd like a full breakdown of the reading, there is one in the intro, and it is time-stamped. But I am going to go ahead and start by looking at this person's actions towards you / energy towards you. So this will be the energy check part of the reading. If this sounds like the person you're asking about, then you found the right reading. If this sounds like you and not your person, you probably found the reading about yourself. I would try a different pile if you don't want to hear about yourself. If you have picked this pile and it sounds like both you and your person, it's likely indicative of mirroring between the two of you. So going ahead and starting now, we have Death, which look at how sick these cards are. I just got them today and I'm obsessed. We have the Abstinent with Comfort. I forgive myself for shaming myself for the intensity with which I experience my life. I choose to believe that when I open myself up to the full spectrum of experience, I give myself permission to explore the depths of my being so that I may gain a clear understanding of who I am to be in the world. We have the Sacral Chakra with Preservation. And we have Body Language. We also have Deer. And we have short-term connection. So I will say, if you're asking about a person that you are already in a relationship with, this is likely not your pile. So I don't want to be giving you messages, and just that being said. Okay, so I definitely think that if you chose this pile and if it is going to resonate, this is someone that you're either in a connection that's kind of like either in limbo, it has ended, or it is like there's just nothing happening right now. The vibe that I'm getting from this person is that you make them uncomfortable, and the way I perceive it is in a good way, but the way they perceive it is in a bad way, because they are feeling things that either they've never felt before, or they are feeling things that they are not comfortable feeling. The fact that we have the short-term connection card here, I feel like this person is either coming in and out, like they are interacting with you for a time and then they might disappear. And it might be quite confusing to you because it seems like when you're around them, they're very genuine. Or this was a connection that started and it may have been quite intense or really real, and this person may have kind of disappeared on you or like ghosted you, or maybe they just like pulled back their energy and there wasn't really any reason as to why, and that might have been very confusing to you. For some of you, this could be a situation where one of those things happened, but you're seeing that this person is either going through some sort of transformation. Maybe they've come back in recently, like reached out to you recently, and you're kind of confused, or you might be like, why are they doing this? Like, especially if you had to go through some sort of healing process around this person, you might be like a little bit hesitant, or like, hey, so let me know about this person so that I don't get myself all vulnerable and then get myself hurt. I don't know what to tell you, but I'm gonna do my best. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Spirit knows what to tell you. They're gonna tell you through me, and we're gonna get there. So, okay. With this person, I definitely think they're going through an ego death of some kind. And I think a lot of it is around the fact that they have deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. And I feel like you feel that. If you feel like this person is just messing around and wasting your time, I don't think that this is your pile, because honestly, the vibe that I'm getting is that I feel like, especially when you connect with this person, like especially in person or like through video chat, if it's online for some of you, I feel like you feel the connection. It feels very genuine, and you like know, you can feel it. Like there's something deeper for them too, but you may notice that they kind of restrain themselves, or when they do spend time with you, it's almost like they want to keep things going for as long as it's like as long as they possibly can, but then it's like after they leave, their vibe gets kind of weird, and then you're unsure of what's going on. And I think that actually the way that they look at you could be a very telling sign that there's something more than they're letting on. And I think the thing is that this definitely seems like someone who is very used to only being involved in connections to kind of have fun, not take things too seriously. And that could have been their intention starting out with you, but I don't think they anticipated to have the feelings that they're starting to have for you, which is interesting because we're not even in the feelings section yet. We're in the actions and energy. But I definitely think that their feelings are affecting their actions and energy towards you. I definitely think that this is someone who has a hard time accepting their emotions. They may have been taught that like they're only allowed to have certain emotions, or that it's shameful to have more vulnerable emotions. And so for some of you, I wouldn't be shocked if maybe this person pushed you away or things ended, or if this person is kind of holding back because they don't know what to do. I feel like with this body language card, I feel like when this person is around you and like really connecting with you, there's an authenticity to their energy that's not, that you detect as like, okay, like you're feeling this too, and you know that they are. If you, like, for example, if this person just comes in and it clearly acts disinterested and stuff like that, but this is not this person. You know what I mean? Because there's kind of a difference between someone who is just like playing you and someone who is like genuinely interested, but has a hard time expressing that, has reservations, is unsure, and then they, you know, take time to themselves and then they start overthinking things, they're unsure. I feel like this person has a hard time knowing what is the truth until they're in it and experiencing it. I feel like they may be the type of person to really overthink, but one thing that I feel is, especially when they're spending time with you, the telltale sign that this is the person that I'm channeling is that it seems like they want to prolong that interaction for as long as it is possible. So like, for example, if they're hanging out with you, they may, like, for example, if you're watching a show, they may be like, oh, just one more show, or don't you want to have dinner or something like that? Like, you feel this like genuine intention there, and you'll know it because you feel it, and that's part of the action. And I definitely think that you may feel kind of frustrated with this person. It's interesting that I'm getting your energy, but you may feel frustrated with this person because like when they're around you, their energy and intention seems so genuine, and then they might disappear, or they might not really let you know what's going on. And I think that's likely because this person is really struggling with how this connection is affecting them. I feel like if this person ghosted you or stopped talking to you, ended the connection, and either you're really feeling their energy a lot and you don't know why, or they've recently come back into your life and like maybe trying to play things cool, I definitely think that's because they try to move on from this situation with other people, with other connections, not in an emotionally meaningful way, but in a way where it's like, I can't let myself be vulnerable. I don't want to be in a situation where I'm either monogamous or I am in a relationship with someone. I feel like this person is used to keeping people at arm's length, and I feel like the emotions that you make them feel weak and vulnerable. The fact that we have, well, that's the thing, is they view vulnerability and heartfelt emotions as like weakness, and that's definitely something that is, those emotions are really challenging their perception. And I feel like this person is actually going through some sort of transformation. So if this person has come back into your life recently and you notice that they're different, but maybe they're still a little bit restrained and fearful, and you might be as well, they might be mirroring that energy where you're like, I don't know how I feel about you. I definitely feel like this person is very easily spooked when it comes to you. You know, obviously, a deer, like if you live somewhere with deer, you know, they, you know, notice like the slightest, smallest sound and freeze. And so I definitely think that this person, I think feeling like heart-centered emotions in general kind of put this person into fight, flight, or freeze. As we know, it's not just fight or flight, it's also freeze. I feel like it makes this person freeze. I feel like it makes this person unsure. And I think it's really interesting that this deer is surrounded in green, because green is color, typically the color of the heart chakra. It is even in this deck. And I feel like this person is kind of overwhelmed by the emotions that they feel. But I also feel like this connection pushed their heart space open, or like forced it open in a way where not only do they now have to deal with the emotions that they have for you, which I think they have been for a while, but also like any unresolved heartache, wounds from the past, anything that hurt them and in their heart space in the past, that was also brought out too as a result of your connection. And so part of the reason why this person might be pausing or might have disappeared is because not only was the intensity of the connection between the two of you uncomfortable, but on top of that, now they had to look at all this other stuff that they weren't addressing, that they were stuffing down and pretending like didn't exist. And now they're like, shit, go back in. Like, you know how when you squeeze toothpaste out of a tube, like you can't put it back in? It was almost kind of like that. And I feel like this person was really overwhelmed, really upset, and they almost tried to like, and I feel like they may have tried to reverse this process either by ending things or by literally like running from the connection, or just trying to have, or ending the connection before they could really be honest about their feelings for you. But it may be quite possible that this person comes back in because the connection that they feel in their heart space is so strong. And then it's like you connect for a little bit and then they get spooked again because they can't handle the intensity. And then it could be a cycle. So maybe for some of you, you ended it, or maybe they, or maybe with this death card here, because this death card could be two things. It could be letting go, it could be a transformation, or it could be both. So I guess three things. And in this case, and death is also Scorpio energy in the tarot. And so I definitely feel like this person definitely feels a lot more deeply than they let on. And I think intuitively you feel that, but logically, you know, you're like, okay, well, they come in and then they come out. They're not speaking to me. They don't act interested. And I feel like that's because I feel like they act interested when they're around you because they can't help but feel the emotions between the two of you. I feel like they feel this sense of connectivity with you, especially if you've been physically intimate with this person. I definitely think it has awakened their heart space in a way that they weren't anticipating. In fact, I think they're used to having casual physical connections with people, or having short-term connections with people and then ending them before they get too serious, because this person isn't really comfortable with serious intimacy like that. And I think there's this thing where this person has intended to just cut things off with you, and then they get overwhelmed with emotion and overwhelmed with the intensity of this connection, and then they are like, okay, like they almost break and like come rushing towards you or come back in, and they feel everything again. And it could be a cycle for some of you where they're like cyclically, like almost kind of like an addict, like they push away what they desire. They try to be clean, they try to be sober from you, and then they realize like they can't let go of the connection, they can't release the connection, they can't fully end it. Or if they have tried to, it seems like nothing is really working to get your energy away from them. And I feel like that's probably because it's not just your energy, but I mean, I think a lot of it is your energy, but also like you're definitely a powerful tool for heart awakening for this person. And so I definitely think that they're really struggling right now, like with the abstinent card being here. It's almost like they abstain from being around you because it's like outside of their comfort zone. But then they have that time where they get really ballsy and they're like, no, I need it. Like SpongeBob, you know, when he's at Sandy's house and like not telling her that he needs water and he's like drying out. He's like, this person is feeling about pile 2, like, I need it. And then they do that, and then they're like, oh no, I can't do this. And I feel like this might even lead to a cycle of like self-hatred where they might beat themselves up more and beat themselves up further. But I definitely think that like there are feelings like they feel very, like, I feel like when they're around you, they really want to nurture you, but they also feel very nurtured by you. They feel this like very gentle, loving energy, and I feel like they're not used to that. I feel like if this person has been in committed connections in the past, they've been quite toxic and volatile, and I feel like this person doesn't know how to handle this energy because it's something that they're not used to. They're almost suspicious of it, and I think at the same time they're really afraid of looking weak, and there may be some perception in their ego that if they give into this energy, then they are weak, then they are shameful. I feel like they may have some sort of ego attachment around like being like a player type energy, or being someone who doesn't get attached to people, being someone who doesn't focus on that sort of thing. And so I would say there are a couple of different scenarios here as to what this could be, but I definitely think that this person is not someone that you're currently in a relationship with. I feel like you might feel very confused about this situation because you're like, why do you do this? Like, because it seems like they're genuine, and I think they genuinely are genuine. They're genuinely genuine. But then they don't know how to communicate their insecurities because I think they're still figuring those out, and I feel like they don't know how to communicate emotions either. I feel like they're still figuring them out. They're not, and actually it's interesting because if you see here, the green doesn't touch the deer's head. So I still don't think this person consciously understands the emotions that they're feeling. I think that they just experience the emotions, and it's very uncomfortable, and it makes them feel almost out of control, and it might make them feel weak. It might make them feel shameful or ashamed of what they're feeling. And so because it's not just the energy of the connection, but then also things that they haven't healed, things like rooted in childhood, like things like that, it's hard and it's painful. And I think for someone who is used to preserving like just, you know, good times, I feel like there's been some sort of shift where like this connection has kind of, I don't know what word I'm allowed to say, unalived their ability to, or destroyed their ability. We'll go the Power Rangers route. Destroyed their ability to be able to enjoy surface level connections and just like the more surface level elements of life the way they used to in the past. I feel like as a result, they may not find the same fulfillment and satisfaction that they once did, and that is not only uncomfortable but also frustrating because it's like the ways that they used to cope, the ways that they used to enjoy themselves, they can't do anymore. But then on top of it, it's like they either face you and face their fears and and go outside of their comfort zone, or they continue to do something that is just making them honestly go kind of mad with the fact that like things have changed. They're not able to get the same satisfaction from the things that they felt. They're not able to get the same satisfaction from their comfort zone as they once did, and they're realizing that the things that once fulfilled them don't anymore. And with this short-term connection here, I feel like this person may be really struggling with the fact that they thought that they could just move forward from this connection, or they thought that this connection would just be something short-term. And maybe that's something you both even talked about. Like, for example, maybe both of you are moving on from situations and you're both thinking of this as going to be like a short-term type thing, and now they're like, oh no, like I have feelings for pile 2. What do I do? Like, I feel like this person doesn't know. And so I definitely feel like this hot and cold behavior isn't necessarily this person trying to play with you or jerk you around, but I feel like they just don't know what they're doing. I feel like for some of you, this person has been gone for quite a while, and they've recently resurfaced in your life, and you can tell that they're different. I would definitely say that they tried to let go of this connection and they couldn't. And I think that they might be kind of like testing the waters and kind of unsure of what they're going to do. But I feel like they can't let go of this connection for whatever reason. And so it's like, I feel like they're trying to face it without fully facing it. It's like, let's get into their feelings. So if that resonates, this sounds like the person we're talking about. Let's get into their feelings. So I'm going to go ahead and start shuffling the tarot now. And while I shuffle, I do want to mention that if this reading resonates and you enjoy it, there will be an extended link down below. If you want to see the full details of what's in the extended, that is in the intro. But we are going to be looking at this person's intentions, action they'll take towards you, action you're being guided to take, and a lot of details around that. We're also going to get channeled messages and see what they want you to know right now, and we'll get final guidance as well, further guidance from your spirit guides. So a lot of juicy details. This deck, by the way, is Bachelor/Bachelorette themed, which I haven't really watched that show, even though I'm a reality TV hoe. But what I will say is I'm really enjoying using this deck because it helps you understand the tarot meanings in a more modern context. So like if you're learning tarot cards and you may be struggling like with just like the typical Rider-Waite definitions, like this deck is really interesting because I'm able to get very, well, I guess we'll see in this case, but in past times when I've used it, like very deep, intense messages, despite the kind of surface level message, like imagery coming through and meanings coming through. So I don't know, it's just interesting. But anyway, side note, Spirit, how is pile 2's person currently feeling about pile 2, please? We have the producer plant, which is interesting because this is a unique card to this deck. How is pile 2's person currently feeling about pile 2, please? We have the 3 of Pentacles, group date. How is pile 3's person currently? We have the 5 of Swords, Tattletale with the Emperor, which is the Bachelor. Okay, interesting. Is that the 5? Okay, yeah, that's the 5. It kind of looked like an 8, but I'm going to put these two together. Okay, and one more, please, Spirit. How is pile 2's person currently feeling about pile 2? 5 of Pentacles with Insecure. And on the back of the deck, we have the World card. Okay. So I definitely think that this person right now is really focusing on the effect that this connection has had on them, especially in the sense of they definitely want to take things slow here. But at the same time, there is a part of them where they are really holding back with you because they want to appear very put together. But I also think they're worried that they may have already messed things up. The fact that we have 2 5s here, the 5 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles, yeah, they definitely feel insecure when it comes to you. And I think that if they ghosted you in the past, or if they disappeared, or if they ended things, I definitely feel like not only are they feeling insecure in the fact that like they either want to come back or they want to open things up again, but like I also think that they feel insecure in what can they trust. I feel like this connection has blown something up in a way where like I feel like they almost feel like the universe, I feel like they don't blame you, but they almost, I do get a bit of like victim mentality from this person where they may feel like, oh, the universe just wanted to pay me back for my mistakes, or the universe wanted to, or like the universe just like completely blew my life up or something like that. Like I almost feel like this person kind of feels like they could have never anticipated the impact that you would have on their life. And I feel like they're still reeling from the explosion that it's had. Like, I feel like this person is really struggling with the fact that they have kind of 2 minds about things. Like, the feelings that they have for you are like ones that they're trying to honestly push away and not acknowledge, but they know that they can't because they aren't going away. But I also feel like with this producer plant card here, I feel like they're still really struggling with everything that that this connection has revealed to them, in the sense that and unleashed for them. This connection is very Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed vibes, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I don't even know what I'm saying when I'm saying that. I don't know, I just heard monsters unleashed. And I think actually, if we're being honest, like a lot of the kind of insecurities and like demons this person has around love, like your connection has unleashed those, and that is incredibly uncomfortable. And I feel like this person might even be feeling like, I messed this up, I don't know if I even deserve to come back around here. But I think what's really interesting with this World card, there we go, this is what I was looking for. So this is the Strength card, and I feel like this person is actually really used to, like I said before, casual connections. And I feel like the interesting thing with the Fans card being here is I feel like this person is used to being chased. Maybe you didn't chase them, or maybe you just kind of let them walk away. And I feel like that is something that has really triggered them. Like they're used to people kind of chasing after them, and I feel like either you didn't, or you didn't try to like, you didn't push harder, you didn't chase them or anything like that. Or if you did, you stopped. And I feel like this person is used to people feeling some type of way about them, but they're not used to reciprocating those emotions. They're used to people feeling some type of way about them, like having feelings for them, and then chasing them, and they don't have to reciprocate them. But it's like they're able to take advantage of the situation because they know how that person feels. But it's very unique for them to not only have feelings that they're reciprocating, but on top of it, like the person that they do have feelings for is not chasing them. What? Like they don't know how to deal with that. And so with this World card here, this person is closing out a cycle where they're realizing that like they can't have their cake and eat it too. They can't just continue to pretend like they don't have emotions and don't have feelings and live this life that is no longer authentic to them and not feel like crap about it. Like, I feel like they feel really insecure when it comes to you. And I also think with this Five of Swords being here, they are so afraid of being real about their emotions towards you. They almost feel like, which actually this is really interesting, the fact that this is a Mouse card. I literally feel like this person feels like they would be less attractive to you if they opened up about their emotions. But at the same time, I feel like if they told you about their emotions, then they would lose control. Like I feel like this person definitely likes being in control of the situation. And I also think that this person has had an identity around being single, and I feel like they've only been comfortable in situations where they have the control, where they call the shots. And this connection is like, that's not happening anymore. That's not flying for us. And so I feel like this person is like trying to figure out how to remain in control and be real with you without completely opening up their feelings to you. Though there could have been some sort of third party here, and I don't mean like a third party in terms of like, I feel like they're third party in terms of like someone that knows the both of you that could have told you things about this person, like about their feelings for you, or about maybe something that they said about you that was like really sweet, or like maybe they said something that kind of just revealed, that kind of confirmed your intuition about this person. And they might actually be really upset, like if they know that this happened, because they feel like that stops them from being in control. I feel like this person really just, they need this feeling of control because ultimately they're insecure. And it's interesting because in this Animal card, the mouse kind of represents fear. And I think that one of the things that this person is afraid of is, you know, either opening up about their emotions and being rejected, or just being open to them in general, and the lack of control that brings. Because, you know, the Emperor too is a lot about control and authority and, you know, being in your power. And I feel like this person has found power from being able to kind of just do as they please and kind of get away with it. I feel like you see through them in a way other people haven't. And the fact that they actually have feelings for you is something terrifying. It's almost like they would be betraying themselves if they were honest about their emotions for you. And it's like, what if I told Pile 2 about my emotions and then they didn't reciprocate, or they rejected me? It's like they couldn't do that. I definitely feel like this person watches your social media, or if you don't have social media, they definitely ask through mutual friends about you. If they have any way to like get tabs on your life, they do. I feel like one thing that they're very afraid of is seeing you've moved on with someone else. And that's actually an insecurity that runs through their mind, where they might actually go back and forth with like, well, maybe pile 2 would be better off with someone else. Like, I have a lot of problems. Like, I'm literally hearing like, I'm a piece of shit. Like, they don't see very high, they don't think very highly of themselves. But I feel like this connection is kind of forcing them to open up. And I think they're realizing, yeah, we have judgment underneath here. This person is realizing that these feelings aren't going anywhere. But right now, like when we look at current feelings, like they are still reeling from the fact that like in order to be worthy of this connection, in order to be able to show up, they have to like fundamentally change who they have been and make necessary changes. And you know how hard it is to change yourself. So it's nearly impossible to change others. But like, I feel like this person is recognizing they have to be willing to make those changes. But I feel like they're definitely either keeping their distance from you or keeping things very casual or light if they are communicating with you. Because with this 3 of Pentacles here, it's like I feel like they want to kind of get some sort of connection with you established that's more solid. Like, I definitely wouldn't be shocked if like you and this person, like if you did go on some sort of group date, or like maybe this person wants to kind of dip their toes in the water in a way where like you do some sort of double date. But I feel like even asking you on a date is like a huge thing. So I honestly wouldn't be shocked if like you and this person, like if this person like casually communicates with you or kind of like holds back a little bit, but maybe like at the same time tries to make excuses to see you. I definitely think that this person's insecurities and this person's own ego gets the best of them. And I think what they're realizing is that if they don't change that, they're never going to, like, they're either never going to forgive themselves because they're going to let go of you in this connection, and that's going to be something that they beat themselves up for the rest of their life, or they do and they have to face their fears and face their insecurities in order to see what this connection could be. I feel like this connection is forcing them to open up, and it's interesting because this 8 card is strength. And so I feel like this person used to think that strength was not showing emotion, not showing anything, you know, having control over everything and having the power by, you know, calling the shots, telling people what to do, being in control in situations. And I think what they're realizing now is that, well, they may not be realizing it, but what they're supposed to learn is that true strength lies in not forcing things to be a certain way, but surrendering to what is, to being honest and vulnerable about how you're truly feeling and not suppressing your emotions. Like, I feel like one thing that this person is going to have to realize is that having deep emotions doesn't make you weak. It's actually pretty weak to try to push them away and not acknowledge them. And so I really do think that right now this person feels like, well, I guess it's kind of one of 2 things. For some of you, this person may not be self-aware enough right now to recognize that you are not the reason why their life has imploded. You are the catalyst for setting them free from a life that's not aligned with them anymore. But I also think that they are just reeling with the fact that the way that their life was that made them comfortable has imploded. They don't feel as secure as they once did. And I feel like if they do hear like gossip about you or anything like that, like if you're seeing people or whatever it may be, I feel like it just makes them really insecure. And I think also too, I feel like they're just really used to keeping their cool and kind of getting away with not having to be very real with people, and they can't do that with you. It's like you make them feel differently. And actually, I think one of the things that makes them feel differently is that you actually make them feel insecure. I feel like they've used connections as a way to bolster their ego and be like, yeah, this person wants me. Okay, what's next? And with you, it's like, not only are they unsure of how you feel, but also like you've brought out insecurities in them that they forgot they had. Like, I feel like this person had such a tight persona that worked for them, and you completely like knocked that over. Like, what's the story of like the pigs and the wolf blowing their house down? Like, I feel like this person's persona was made of straw, and no one was, and just no one had a strong enough impact on them to blow that straw persona away, but you did. And I feel like this person now is having to deal with the fact that this situation cannot end in me disappearing and just getting over it, which is what this person is used to, which is what this person is comfortable with. So with the Three of Pentacles, I feel like this person might actually be observing people in their life who are more emotionally available, because emotional unavailability is kind of a really big thing that this person is dealing with. And I think that's likely why, as we're channeling this, like, not a whole lot of emotion is coming through, because first of all, their emotions are all over the place. I feel like they haven't felt emotions for so long that it's like everything is coming in. They feel so many type of ways. And I do feel like this person is more self-centered, and I do feel like the way that they are processing those emotions is more self-centered. I feel like they see you as someone that is either too good for them or someone that they don't deserve because of their behavior or the way that they've acted. I also feel like they're not sure about how you feel about them, and so that makes them even more insecure and kind of want to push you away, because they feel like, because they don't know, which this is a complete ego response, like, because they don't know what you feel, they don't know what you want, and they don't even know what to do, it's like they kind of just pull back and are afraid. They definitely feel like God may have sent you as a form of karma to them, where it's like they can't run from themselves anymore. But I do think that I feel like this Deer card exemplifies it the most. Like, they feel very sweet feelings for you. I feel like they feel very safe around you. They feel this sense of like nurturing and this sense of like safety and sweetness and softness. And I feel like that is something that they were either taught growing up is not an okay emotion to feel, or they've never felt that with someone before, and so they just don't know how. Like, they're used to people either, like, if they have been in a mutual connection, they're used to it being either volatile or toxic, like I said earlier, or just being in something that's surface level, because this person might associate love with pain and connection with pain. So I'm going to go ahead and get the channeled messages now to clarify these, because these 100% need some clarification. And I really feel for you, pile 2, because like, I feel like you might be feeling like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, which we'll definitely get more into, like, your guidance and stuff. But yeah, I'm sending you a hug. You're not crazy. Okay, so Spirit, can you clarify the producer plant for me? Can you clarify the Three of Pentacles for me? Oh, and maybe for some of you, if you work together, like, this person maybe like gave in to an impulse that they typically wouldn't. Like, maybe there's someone who doesn't get involved with people they work with, or this could also just be too, like, they want to build something with you, but they don't know how. It's like that was never modeled to them. They may be unsure. Okay, but what about this Five of Swords, Emperor energy? I'm actually going to pull 2. Five of Swords, Emperor energy. Okay, for those. What about the Five of Pentacles, please? And, okay, back of the deck will clarify the world. So starting with the producer plant, we have gossip only hurts more. So it is quite possible that, because I did talk about gossip a little bit ago, it is quite possible that, like, they are struggling with the fact that, like, first of all, maybe you moved on, or maybe you're, you know, living your best life or doing something like that, or maybe they've heard through the grapevine, like, how their behavior hurt you, and maybe that's something that's really triggering because they don't want to hurt you, but they know that they have. I also think with this producer plant here, they may be feeling like they might be hearing about you from other people, and it might be triggering them more deeply. I definitely feel like this person feels very, like, volatile about the situation. Like, they feel very afraid, very uncertain. They're like, what's going to happen next? And they might be feeling like two people in their life might be gossiping about them that they're aware of, where people are like, oh my gosh, like pile two's person, obviously they wouldn't say that, whatever their name is, like they're going off the deep end, or they're acting so weird, or like they're not acting the way they usually do, or there's something off about them or something like that. And I feel like this person is so used to being invested in appearances, and so it's very uncomfortable to realize that they can't even maintain a sense of status quo like they used to. I also think as well, if you have friends that know this person, they might like say things to this person's face like, you're such a piece of shit, like I can't believe you would treat pile two that way, like, or something like that. Or they might even be like, hey, did you know pile two is like going on this date or doing this or doing that, and like really to intentionally trigger this person. Like the producer playing card to me is 100%, this person feels so triggered by you, like so triggered by you. And it's hard because it's like a love-hate thing where they absolutely adore you. I feel like they love you. But they don't know how to deal with that because they're not used to loving someone. They're not used to love in general. And they hate the fact that they even feel love. They hate the fact that, and I don't even know if they consciously register it as love. Because this person may not even like know what love truly is. But I do know that like this connection is triggering the shit out of them right now. Like it's triggering them badly. This person must swear a lot because I can't hold my swear words back. Anyway, let's see what the Three of Pentacles says. Light. Okay. So I definitely feel like this, first of all, is like the fact that this person wants you in their life, but they want to keep it light. And I think that's hard because anytime they're around you, they feel intensely. Anytime they're not around you and you're brought up, they feel intensely. Anytime anything reminds you of them, they're triggered. Like I feel like there's a lot of triggering here. And I feel like right now they're just trying to get back to normal. But I do also think as well, they're trying to come up with solutions to this energy because they don't like being here. And I do feel like as well, a lot of their behaviors coming to light is making them realize like maybe how unfair their behavior is. Like maybe they are a bit of a dog. Like, and I feel like as a result, I feel like they do want to become a better person. They do want to grow. They do want to build a more solid foundation. And I feel like they do want to show you that they're not just what their ego has portrayed them to be, that they can grow. But it's like they also have to prove that to themselves, and I feel like part of them is unsure of whether that will happen. But I also think as well, like, I don't know if this is probably only going to resonate for like one or two of you, but maybe you and this person were on dates with other people together, and maybe this person just felt like they couldn't even focus on their date because they were focusing on you. Like makes me think of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, because they were like, I feel like the way that they met, or not the way that they met, but the way that they like got together is because they were both on double dates, and then they realized that they were into each other. I feel bad for their dates, but you know, there's someone for everyone. And I think really too, this person, you might actually be hearing about this person going on different dates or something like that. And I think actually the more that they are involved with other people, the more they realize that like they're not going to find you in someone else. And I think that is triggering too, because for their ego to like not only realize that they've messed up and that they've done something wrong, but on top of it, like they can't move forward. They can't just weasel their way out of things. Oh man, that's uncomfortable. It's like the light is, it's like the sun. Like it's literally like you can see much more clearly, but it might be too bright. Like it might be really painful to see things clearly, to see things accurately. But at the same time, there's freedom and there's warmth and there's a lot of growth and life that can come from that. But at the same time, it's like it's scary. So yeah, this person is like really, they're feeling all types of ways, and they don't necessarily feel too good about it, but I feel like at the same time, it's forcing them to change and to transform. Clarifying the Five of Swords and the Emperor. Yes, we have, I'm too afraid to talk and I still don't have all the answers. So that is exactly why this person is not communicating with you right now, because they still don't know everything. They don't know why this connection is making them feel this way. They don't know if maybe, I feel like for some of you, they may be like, am I just feeling guilty that I did this to them? And that's not the case. They are feeling guilty, but they're not recognizing, like I said, I feel like for a lot of you, this person does not have experience in like a heart and in a heart connection before. I feel like experiencing this heart awakening is not only really uncomfortable, but it's like they don't want to tell on themselves. They don't want to be honest about what they're experiencing. And so it's like, I definitely feel like they're holding back, and I feel like they're almost kind of letting other people come up with a narrative, or letting you assume whatever you want, because they don't know how to tell you what they're experiencing, and they don't know, like, they don't know what they don't know. Like, it's like their world is crumbling around them and they don't know how to deal with it. They don't know how to communicate about it. They're trying to stay in control, but they don't, like, they don't even know what they don't know. But what they do know is that they don't like what this energy is forcing them to realize. They don't like the fact that they have to change. But I feel like at the same time, there is a part of them deep down that is like dying for this change. And I also feel like consciously they recognize that they miss your energy. They miss being around you. They miss your connection. But it's like, I feel like too, this person might almost stay away because they don't want to, if they were hot and cold with you, they don't want to interfere with your time and energy. They don't want to hurt you anymore than they already have, if they have. And I feel like this person is like, I can't come towards pile 2 unless I know what to say, unless I know what to do. And I feel like they're still figuring that out. But then clarifying the 5 of Pentacles, we have, I think we should see other people, which makes a lot of sense with this insecure card. I feel like this person could have said that to you, but I do also feel like this person could still be, hopefully this isn't too triggering, but I do feel like this person could definitely be like trying to use other people to prop up their ego. But I think they're realizing that's not working, and it is from a place of insecurity. I definitely feel like this person is like almost trying to find the answers to this connection and to this situation and other people, which is just like, come on, pile 2's person. Just talk to them. But they're too afraid. As they've said, they're trying to stay in control, and their insecurity is almost causing them to lean into their ego even harder, which is fine, because the universe is like, all right, keep doing it. It's just going to trigger you harder. It's just going to make you have to like look at yourself with an even harsher light. Like, this is a time of bright lights and hard truths for them. So let's see what's on the back of the deck. I need more balance. Yeah, they don't have any way to channel into their heart space right now. And so as a result, they are kind of reeling from the way that this connection has made them feel. It's underneath this. I am in so much pain. So just know that if this person is like playing things cool and acting like they don't care, that's not the case at all. I will say, like, as an outsider, that you do not need to take my advice, but what I will say is that like this person does not seem to be stable enough at this point to come forward and like be real and honest with you about what they're experiencing. You are entitled to feel however you want about this connection, and you are entitled to do whatever you feel is right for you about this connection. And I feel like too, don't feel like you have to wait for this person or hold on to this person, because if anything, maybe exploring something with someone else could be the exact trigger this person needs to realize that they should get their shit together. But also, like, you don't, like, I care about you, and I want you to be able to have people that show you love, that show you how deserving you are of love. And I feel like if you are holding back from other people because you're waiting for this person to come forward, I feel like the thing that you need to know is that this person will come around and things will work out in this situation if they are meant to. Ultimately, you have played an important role in this person's life, and I do think that this person is going to take a long time for this person to be able to let go of this situation and let go of this connection. And I feel like the resolution for this situation is not going to come like tomorrow. I feel like if you're feeling guilty about seeing other people or like exploring your options, don't, because you deserve the world. You deserve to be able to see what's out there. And I feel like if anything, it could be a very good distraction from this person as they're working through things. Obviously, I'm just inserting my opinion. If it doesn't resonate with you, don't take it. If you feel like you just want to kind of work on yourself and stay in your own energy, that is equally as valid. I feel like if anything, what I would tell you is that, like, just as a friend, just as as Madison, like if you were sitting down next to me and we we're talking about this situation, I would say like you are perfectly entitled to feel however you feel about this. And also like you're not crazy for feeling deeper emotions. You're not crazy for still caring about them. You're not crazy for loving them or having love for them. You know, people with really big egos only have egos because they've had a lot of pain in their heart. Like people with big egos are protecting, have just a big reason they feel they need to protect themselves from their heart space. And unfortunately for you, you are just so amazing that this person is either falling in love with you, does love you, but they're not consciously aware of it. And as a result, they're reeling with the ego death that this is creating. And you don't have to put up with any of that. And also, you just deserve the world. And I just wish I could give you a hug. And I know that this is hard because you probably love this person, or at the very least care about them very deeply and want things to resolve themselves tomorrow. But what I would tell you is first of all, never say never. And second, I really do think things will shift in this connection. But ultimately, I feel like whatever is meant to happen, it will take some time for this person to work through the pain of the things that they need to heal from outside of this connection that this connection has brought up. And also like this person is going to need time and space to kind of grow and evolve in terms of like letting their ego fully die so that they can be real and transform, because I do think that there will be a transformation here. And if they're coming back, so I guess like for some of you, if this person is coming back in and like you're talking on like at like a surface level, I definitely think that's because this person misses you, but they don't want to admit it. I don't think they're necessarily ready to like divulge too deeply about what's going on, but we are going to look at their intentions in the extended and action they'll take and action you should take. So if you're interested in that and that's helpful, definitely do that. Oh, on top of your advice, we have a channeled message. So let's see what this person wants to leave you with. Okay, after I say all that, I'm ready. So here's what I would say. This person at some point will heal from this. And actually, here's another thing that we should talk about with tarot is that energy can change in an instant. So, I mean, maybe this person will get it figured out by tomorrow. I don't know. I could be wrong. I do think that this person will come full circle and will reach a point where they are ready to start healing. And I feel like if you believe in this situation, like I definitely 100% believe that it can and will come around for you. I know how hard it is to feel something so deeply and have nobody around you see it and have people invalidate your emotions and invalidate what you're perceiving. So I just want you to know that like you're not crazy for feeling the way that you do. And also like you're not, it is not a bad thing to focus on yourself. It is not a bad thing to have love and compassion for someone that is reeling from difficult things. I have compassion for this person too, but I have more compassion for you if I'm being honest, because, I feel like you've probably been very open and receptive towards this person and just tried your best to be kind and nurturing. This person just doesn't know how to deal with it. But I do feel like they will be ready at some point to open up to you and to try to be a better person. And I feel like right now they are working through the energies necessary in order to stop letting their ego get in the way of their true feelings, of their true emotions. And I mean, with the World card here, I do feel like this is a cycle that's meant to happen so that they can open up to you. And I feel like the hardest part for you is just allowing yourself to surrender and accept things and just see how they flow, which we'll look at that in the extended. But to finish off the free reading, we're going to look at some guidance for you. And I do want to say, I don't know what came over me, but I just felt really called to like talk to you straight up. So if that stuff resonates, take it. If it doesn't, don't. I'm just a pair of talking hands. Like, do what you want. You are the own king or queen of your life, or gender neutral monarch of your life, and you can do what you wish. But I want you to know that like there's a lot of egoic perceptions around love that I don't necessarily agree with, and I just want you to know that your emotions are valid, but also you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do because you feel like you have to. You're not trapped. But also like this situation is not hopeless. I feel like that's what I was trying to come to. This situation is not hopeless, but it will take time, I feel like is what I'm saying. But that doesn't mean that this person won't ever be ready. It's just saying that this person needs time to work through the pain that this connection has awakened within them. And ultimately, whatever truth is in your heart It's not what screams, but what whispers. Whatever you feel deep down, I guarantee you that is most likely the answer that you need to trust. And that might be hard because you may not have evidence of it in reality, but I promise you that your heart is more intuitive than you realize, and your heart would never lead you astray. Promise. Okay, so let's finish this reading off with your guidance now. So to start, we have love makes the difference. Love helps heal past hurts and provides a sense of security and self-worth. So funny. Wish I could send this to your person, because that's the thing, is that's what they don't realize, is that this love is not trying to make them feel crappy about themselves. This love is not trying to tear them down. It's trying to make them realize that they can heal, and that they wouldn't be insecure if they had a sense of love for themselves, if they allowed themselves to be open to love. And I feel like for you, you know, you are allowed to feel love and feel forgiveness and feel love anyway, despite whatever you've been through with this person. You don't have to invalidate your own emotions just because other people think you should, or just because your ego thinks you should. Trust your heart over your ego, but also know that, like, love is powerful. Love can move mountains, and you don't have to constrain yourself to one type of love. You don't have to hold back on who you allow to love you. And I feel like, if anything, the more you can be compassionate towards yourself, towards this situation, and not shame yourself and beat yourself up for being vulnerable and having emotions. I hate so much all these fucking narratives in society that are like, I'm not going to show emotion. I'm not going to be open and honest. It's like, that's not helpful. It's not helping anyone. But anyway, I'm getting too heated. I feel like Madison is coming a little bit too much. Let's get back to you, though. Okay, what else do we have? Surrender to receiving support and love. Allow the love and support of others in, rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. So especially, like, let's say, for example, like, you've been really trying to heal around the situation or work through the situation, and you've been isolating yourself from people that love and care about you. Obviously, set boundaries with people if they're telling you things that trigger you or that don't help you. But definitely, if there are people in your life that just want to show you love and make you feel nurtured and supported, definitely be open to that. Whether it's family members, animals, friends that really care about you, cousins, or other romantic interests. You know, you don't have to, like, listen, if something is meant to happen, it will happen. Nothing that is meant for you will miss you. And sometimes the best thing that you can do is let go of something and let it work itself out. And I feel like that's what this person needs. It's just a little bit of time to work things out. And that doesn't mean you should deny yourself anything in the meantime. But like I said, this situation is not hopeless at all. In fact, the fact that this person is feeling so much is a sign that their ego is slowly disintegrating. And thank God for that. Yeah, we also have karmic lesson, confirmation, casualty, ascension. So this card is 100% saying that this situation with this person is changing, and it changes with you changing your attitude towards it. I feel like one thing that you need to know is that this person does not hold all the power. Like, you hold so much power in this situation, and the best way to channel that power is in yourself and what you can control. Like, you can't force this person to show up a certain way. You can't force this situation to happen a certain way, but it will happen the way it's meant to. And the more you focus on loving yourself and I know that's so cliche, but, like, I mean loving yourself in the sense of surrounding yourself in love, doing things that make you feel loved, doing things that make you feel good. You know, it will help this situation work itself out on its own, because you're not focusing on it so much. You're not, you know how time moves slower when you're staring at the clock? It's like, if something is meant to happen and come around, like, it will. But if there's someone else or someone coming in that could do that as well, that could happen too. But I feel like this person is going through their own karmic lessons that they need to in order to be able to ascend to your level. And I feel like what the universe just wants to tell you is that you just need to keep walking towards the light. If this person is meant to catch up with you, they will. They'll see the light. They'll come. Don't worry about them. Don't look back. Focus on the light, because that is where the universe is guiding you. That is where your heart is leading you. And if this person is meant to catch up, they will. And if they don't, there will be someone incredibly amazing on the other side or in that light, whatever it may be. I literally just feel like, though, you know, this is a general reading, and I feel like I got to cover all my bases. So, but I do feel like if you feel like this person, like, is it, I will say, like, it's not hopeless, but at the same time, it will require patience and a willingness to let this person work through their own issues in their own time. And that doesn't mean that because they're working through their own issues, you should stop living or stop yourself from experiencing love and receiving support, because you deserve that. Anyway, we also have breathe. Everything is happening as it should be. So I really should have just opened this card and stopped blabbing, but this is so true. Like, everything is happening the way it's meant to, and you can really trust this situation. Your guides would not lead you astray, and as much as your ego would like to come up with reasons as to why this is all going to implode, or come up with some drama to really get you in a emotionally volatile situation, I feel like the universe is really saying the best thing that you can do for yourself is stay centered and not force yourself to come up with a solution. You don't have to have all the answers right now, but trust that everything is happening as it's meant to, and you will have clarity at some point. But don't think I was gonna let you watch this video without getting an ego card for yourself. So let's see what you need to know about your ego. Haha. I forgive myself for attaching meaning to the experience of aloneness. I choose to believe that it is through accepting solitude and connecting with myself in my own silence that I am able to meet and integrate aspects of my being that I have long been resistant to. So, if you are forcing yourself to be on your own because you think that makes you stronger or tougher, you may even be mirroring that with this person. Am I right? So just know that you don't have to attach meaning to the experience of aloneness, and that, in fact, I think one of the best and most healing things you could do for yourself right now is accept love and support from people that want to give it to you, and to accept love towards yourself and to not base your worth on how this person shows up. You may not be doing that, but ask yourself if you are, even just a little bit, because even just a little bit is not okay. Because a lot of what this person is experiencing has nothing to do with you, and if anything, it's the positive feelings that this person has for you that they're not having a good time with. Like, they're not used to that. You didn't do anything wrong. You're not doing anything wrong. And this person not showing up the way that you would hope them to is not a reflection of your worth or a reflection of your failure to change this person and the connection. You can't change this person. Only they can change themselves, and it's up to them to do that. And so, the more you focus on what you can change and what your heart is telling you and what you can trust, the more aligned with yourself you'll be. And the easier it will be for you to be compassionate towards yourself, loving towards yourself, and receive support and love from places where it is already available. So pile 2, I'm going to head over to the extended now, where we are going to look at things like this person's intentions, action you should take, action they'll be taking, and things like that. So if you want to meet me over there, please feel free to do so. But if you're leaving me here, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for letting my ads play in the background while you do something else. That is one of the simplest and easiest ways to show support and appreciation for what I do. But you could do that in other ways by checking out the extended. You can like this video, that's free. You can comment down below, that's also free. You can subscribe, which is super free, and click that notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a new reading. Shout out to my notification squad. There's a very quick way to be very badass and highly regarded in my book. And it's a free way to do it. You can also check out my merch and my social media. Those will be linked below, though do beware of scammers pretending to be me. But that is all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching and for being here. I really hope that these messages resonated, and I hope they brought you some sort of clarity. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye! Hi there, pile 3. Welcome to your reading, and thank you so much for being here. If you guys chose the chunk of Pyrite and the New Moon Tarot, this is going to be your reading on how your person is currently feeling about you. So if you'd like a full breakdown of the reading, there is one time-stamped in the intro, but we're going to go ahead and start with the energy check. And what we're going to do is essentially look at this person's actions/energy towards you. So if this matches the person you're asking about, then you found the right pile. If it does not match the person you're asking about, it's probably not the right pile. If it sounds like you and not your person, you've probably found the pile about yourself. If you want to listen, go ahead. But if you want to hear about the person you're asking about, I would try a different pile. But if it sounds like both you and your person, it's likely indicative of mirroring. So to start with your person's actions/energy towards you, we have intervention. I just got this deck today. I'm so obsessed with it. Look at how fun that is. We have strength. We have cheetah. We have be spontaneous. And we have the addict / comfort. I forgive myself for judging the experience of emotions I would rather not be mine. I choose to believe that when I honor each and every one of my emotional expressions, I discover a deeper wisdom not accessible through reason alone. So this is a really, I'm trying not to use the word interesting. This is a very, it is interesting because it is a unique energy for sure. The vibe that I'm getting is there could be a wide range of circumstances here. For some of you, this could be a newer person that you've met more recently. For others, this could be someone that's either about to come into your life or has just recently come back into your life or into your life in general. Or if you are with this person, I definitely see that there has been a massive shift in their energy. The vibe that I'm getting here with intervention is that this person is, in terms of actions, I feel like they are doing a lot in the physical world to show you that they're serious about you. And you might almost even be like, this doesn't, I'm kind of hearing Dua Lipa in my head, like did a full 180, even though I don't know if this is a don't start now type situation. But I do feel like this person is showing eagerness and excitement towards you and definitely taking action towards you. It's kind of interesting. I haven't really been picking up on zodiac signs, at least in the past 2 readings, but in this one, there's a huge fire energy here. The cheetah card is a fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Strength does represent Leo. And Mars is represented in this card, which rules Aries and Scorpio. So those could be significant energies. But the vibe that I'm getting is that this person has had some sort of breakthrough when it comes to this connection and realized something. I definitely feel like if you are not seeing them in your physical reality, you will be very soon, because this is very fast moving energy. I feel like this person is taking action towards you, but ironically, I can't tell what type of action. The fact that we have be spontaneous here, I feel like depending on who this person is and what your connection is to them, and where you guys are at, I feel like this could be very different. So like, for example, if this is a newer connection, I can definitely see that this person is really going to be showing up and showing that they're serious. I feel like they have this energy of commitment about them that might make you a little bit like nervous, like, well, we just met so recently, but I feel like they have this assuredness or this sense of surety. That's not a word. They're very sure about you. That's what I want to say. And I feel like no matter what your connection to this person is, they are very sure about you. And I feel like, especially if this person has been holding back, there has been some sort of divine realization with this person where they're like, everything is a lot clearer to them and they know what they need to do in terms of taking action. They're coming through with a very heavy masculine energy. So I definitely think that I don't even think they're making plans. I feel like as soon as they know exactly what they want to do, they're taking action towards it. And it's kind of funny because I'm trying to look at their actions, but I can't necessarily tell like what these actions are besides very quick, decisive, and almost rapid. So for some of you, this could be this person like making plans for a date really spontaneously, or, maybe it's your second date and they're like, I want to be with you. I want to be, in a relationship with you. Or maybe this person has been kind of like holding back or maybe a little hot and cold, and now all of a sudden they're coming through really strong and really showing up for you. I definitely think more than anything, you'll know this is your pile if this person is just showing up and very serious and very solid in their energy. I feel like there might be a little bit of depending on who this person is to you, there might be a little bit of like uncertainty about, is this for real? Like, are they just caught up in the moment? But I feel like this isn't just a feeling of caught up in the moment. I feel like this is the fact that we have intervention here. I feel like this is a divine realization of some kind that something needs to change if they want things to happen the way that they've realized it to be. I feel like if you're in a relationship with this person, I definitely feel like if you have been going through struggles with them in terms of like maybe a rough patch or disagreements, or just kind of like if things have kind of been at a standstill, or I literally just heard like ceasefire, like maybe you both have kind of been going through a rough patch, but you've just been trying to keep the peace until like things can actually be worked through. I feel like this person is realizing what they need to do on their part, and I feel like you will be very surprised where they might have like a really quick shift in terms of their energy, where they may have been not very agreeable or not really known how to work through certain conflicts with you, and now all of a sudden they know exactly what to do. The fact that we have this ego card here, I forgive myself for judging the experience of emotions I would rather not be mine. I feel like this person has realized that they need to let go of certain aversions that they have to being maybe more vulnerable, or just showing you how they feel about you, or showing you their desire for you. I do feel like this person has a fear of rejection, and I also think that this person has a fear of just being vulnerable in general, and also putting themselves out there. They may be someone who's typically more reserved, or maybe when it comes to a romantic connection, they're just kind of a little bit hesitant or shy or uncertain. It's interesting because I feel like if this is a newer person, maybe they weren't planning on dating anyone anytime soon, or they weren't planning on you coming into their life. And I feel like if that's the case, I feel like that's the case for you too. Like, you might feel like this person has come in out of nowhere, and like your connection to them feels really strong, and like I definitely feel like there's an energy to their presence where like you feel safe around them, whether they're new or not. I definitely think that they're showing up in a way where you feel safe in their presence, and it really feels like they mean what they say, and they're saying what they mean. Now, depending on your experiences, either with this person in the past or with past people, that may be a little bit uncomfortable for you, because you may be unsure of like, do they really mean this? Are they just saying this for now, or are they gonna completely switch up in a week or so? I really don't see that, because the fact that the Strength card is here with the root chakra, which in this deck it is the root chakra, I feel like this person has realized that this connection is very substantial and grounding for them in a way where I feel like there's a sense of family with you. Like, I feel like this person sees you as kind of like a kindred spirit, and I feel like in terms of action, they may be just very, they may be a little bit coy about their plans, but I think that they have a lot of like surprises in store. Maybe they have been surprising you recently, or just showing up in very specific ways that maybe you didn't anticipate them to, or something like that. It kind of makes me think, if you've ever seen Ted Lasso, which you should definitely watch that show, it's very good. It kind of makes me think of Roy in that show, because, you know, he says that he's never going to do these things, and slowly but surely, you know, he shows up and he makes changes and he does things differently. I wouldn't say this person is entirely like that, but I feel like if in the past, or I feel like if in the past, sorry, struggling with my words a little bit, and maybe that's the thing, maybe this person is not great at communicating how they truly feel, or communicating where they're at. Maybe they are better at expressing how they feel physically. Maybe their love language is physical touch, or maybe they're just better at showing you their intentions rather than communicating them to you. I do feel like this person is trying to show you that they're here for the long haul. That's literally what this energy feels like. And I feel like they have, whether this is a new connection or a connection where there have been like ups and downs and maybe rough patches, this person realizes whatever they need to do on their part to make things happen with you. I definitely feel like if this is a newer connection, this person might be a little bit freaked out by the fact that like this connection is happening so swiftly and so suddenly, but it's like they can't resist the energy and like the vibe between the two of you. I feel like you're just the most wonderful surprise in the world to them. And I feel like they're kind of blown away and a bit bewildered by how quickly their perception of life and relationships has changed, because it's like this connection literally makes me think of like lightning, like out of nowhere, but it's so powerful. Oh shoot, there's actually some quote about, I can't remember, it was on some sort of show and I can't remember what it is, but it was something about comparing like love at first sight to lightning. And I feel like that's kind of the vibe for some of you. Like maybe this person isn't communicating that, but the energy could just be very serious. I definitely feel like no matter what, you'll know this is your pile if this person's energy, if this person either recently came into your life out of nowhere, or if this person's energy has switched up in a very positive way recently, and they seem to be literally doing a full 180 where they are either showing up in ways that they were hesitant to in the past, or showing up in your life when you didn't know them before. I definitely feel like this is someone who is very ambitious and goal-oriented, and I feel like with you, they may be communicating things to you like wanting to integrate I'm really struggling with my words in this pile. I definitely think that this person may have a hard time communicating things to you. I feel like what I'm trying to say is that this person definitely has a desire to integrate you into their everyday life in ways where either you're a solid part of their routine, or you're able to see the fact that they are really serious about you and about your connection. But I think at the same time, they're kind of trying to surprise you, and I definitely feel like they may not always have things planned out when it comes to you, but I feel like as soon as they have a great idea, they go for it and they enact it. I feel like for you, this connection is definitely outside of their comfort zone, and I think that if you've been with this person for a while, or if you've been in a rough patch with this person, I think that they've realized that for example, if this connection is outside of their comfort zone, they've realized that the emotions that they feel for you are not worth pushing away. And I think one thing that they've realized is that the way that things are with you is so precious and special, especially when they're good, that I don't think they would forgive themselves if they let their ego get in the way of being vulnerable and being committed to you. Like with this strength, there's an energy of commitment here where maybe this person like was kind of a non-committal type person in the past, but I definitely feel like when it comes to you, they feel really energized. They feel really passionate about this connection. And I feel like they're trying to show you that in very concrete ways. So if this is someone who's like not really showing up in your world or not really taking action towards you, I mean, like for example, if this is someone that's like long distance or online, like this person like maybe literally like showing up at your door being like, I want to come visit, or I want you to come visit me. Like they want things to start happening, and I feel like they're tired of waiting is kind of the vibe. And if this is a newer connection, I definitely don't think that this person wants to prolong things and stretch things out. This is actually, I really love this energy, and I got to get into the tarot because I got to know more about this. So I hope that if that resonates, then hello, you found your pile. But while I shuffle, I did quickly want to mention that if this reading resonates and you're enjoying it, there will be an extended down below. They have been quite juicy so far, where we're looking at your person's intentions towards you. And we're also looking at like action you're being guided to take, action they're most likely to take, how the action you take will impact the connection, why they're likely to take the action they're going to take. We're also going to see what they want you to know and get more guidance. So it's definitely a good one. If you want to check that out, that'll be linked below. But totally cool. If not, I'm just grateful you're here, grateful you're watching, grateful to have you here. But let's go ahead and see now. Spirit, how is pile 3's person currently feeling about pile 3? Yes, we have the King of Wands, more fire. That makes a lot of sense. I can actually see these down a little bit. How is pile 3's person currently feeling about pile 3? Ooh, we have the 6 of Pentacles. Oh, I love this energy. I love this energy so much. we have the Page of Swords. Okay, yeah, that makes the communication energy make more sense. What else, Spirit? Oh, we have the Star. Oh my goodness. Oh, and on the back of the deck, we have the Four of Cups. Okay, yeah, this makes a lot of sense. So this person has a lot of hope for this connection, and they just see you as such a bright life in their light. Like, I want to cry happy tears, honestly. Like, I feel like this person has seen the light in a beautiful way. I've never seen the animated Pinocchio. Please don't come for me. But growing up, if you ever watched any DVDs, like, I feel like that the animated Pinocchio was in a lot of like the ads in the beginning of movie trailers for like DVDs, and I always remember there being like a bright star, and for some reason I feel that it's really making me think of that. I don't know what it's related to because I haven't seen the movie, but I do feel like you are an especially beautiful light in this person's life, and I feel like they've realized, like, I can't let go of this, or I can't let this person pass me by. I can't let my my fears and my insecurities get in the way of this. The fact that we have the Four of Cups on the back of the deck, this definitely speaks to me that wherever your connection was, so like whether, let me just go off like the list. So if you recently met this person, this Four of Cups definitely represents the fact that this person was not expecting to meet you, not expecting for you to come into their life, and probably the same for you as well. And I actually think that, like, maybe they were really comfortable in this like boredom and this kind of like this kind of stagnancy, because it's like at least they didn't really have to feel a whole lot. They just could kind of vibe. If this is someone that you are like in a situationship with, or maybe you've been on and off with, I feel like this person was really unsure of what they wanted to do about this connection. And I feel like it was for a couple of different reasons. I feel like one, it was because maybe they were really uncomfortable with how this connection made them feel. I also feel like this person was really afraid of opening up and really afraid of sharing their life with someone. I definitely think that they have certain insecurities around their home life, like maybe they are not like the neatest person in the world, or maybe they have like roommates, for example, that are very I literally heard the word obnoxious, but like I don't want to come for this person's roommates. I mean, I don't know what they are like, but they could definitely be a little abrasive, or maybe this person was just really trying to fit in with their like friend group or something like that, and maybe they were realizing that kind of life like wasn't really working for them. If you're in a relationship with them and you feel like things have kind of been a little bit lackluster, or like you both haven't really just been connecting the way you used to, and things have just been kind of boring, or if you've just kind of been not really connecting with one another, I feel like this period of time has kind of been a powerful awakening for them, where they've realized, I can't take pile 3 for granted. I can't take them for granted. Like, I can't take this connection for granted. This connection is special to me. This connection is healing to me. And if you're with them and they haven't been showing you how much you mean to them and how much they care about this connection, they've realized that that's not fair to you and that they can't do that. They have to show you how much you mean to them. And I feel like if, for some of you, if this person, like maybe you guys did like break up, or there was a separation or something like that, I feel like this person is realizing, like, I'm better with pile 3 than I am without them. And like I said, if this is someone that you're not with, I definitely think that if you've been involved with them in the past, they were kind of uncertain about this connection in general, not because they were uncertain about their feelings for you. I think they were uncertain about accepting those feelings for you and actually being serious in a connection. I feel like this person is used to kind of getting cold feet, but I feel like this person realized that you're not going anywhere, and you make them better. You make them better, and not only that, they're really passionate about you. And I feel like if you've just recently met this person, I feel like they didn't realize how bored they were until they met you and started getting to know you. I feel like they're really excited about this connection. The fact that we have the King of Wands here, this really backs up like this cheetah and this strength energy. The King of Wands is more fire energy, and it's the most evolved version of fire energy. And so I definitely feel like this this person might actually be getting inspiration from the divine in the form of like spirit guides or guardian angels. For some of you, if this person has like a really close family member that has passed on, or if you do, that you feel like is watching over you or guiding you, it is quite possible they could almost be feeding ideas into this person's like ear, not in a way where like, you know, this person may just feel like it's an idea that they're drawn to, but I literally think like if this person takes action towards you, like for example, they get you your favorite flower and you're like, how do you know what my favorite flower is? Like I literally feel like there could be unconditionally loving spiritual beings either belonging to you or either guiding you or guiding this person to kind of help them like sweep you off your feet. Like I feel like they really want to show you just how much they really care about this connection and how much they're really serious about this. I definitely feel like they are the one wanting to take action towards you. I mean, the King of Wands is a very action-oriented person, and you know, this cheetah is like quick, swift action. I'm honestly shocked that the Eight of Wands didn't pop out, but I feel like the King of Wands kind of does that as well. I feel like this person is feeling really confident about their connection with you. They're very, very attracted to you, especially physically. And I definitely think that they're really excited for where things are headed. I feel like they feel safe to be themselves around you. And I think they see the future with you as something very bright, and they really want to give to you and show you how much you mean to them. So I wouldn't be surprised if this person gives you some type of gift or makes some type of like plans for a special getaway, or make some type of offer that they wouldn't typically do. The Six of Pentacles is definitely about giving you something. I definitely feel like no matter your connection to them, they really want to show you how much you mean to them and how seriously they're taking this connection. And with the Six of Pentacles here, I definitely feel like this person really wants to shower you with love. If they really like gift giving, I wouldn't be shocked if they get you some sort of gifts. Someone might have given them access to your Pinterest board if that resonates for some of you. But here's what's interesting with this Page of Swords. I feel like this makes kind of sense, like as to why I'm definitely feel like in this reading, I'm kind of struggling with my words. And if you've watched me before, you might notice that my channeling style gets a bit different depending on like the pile that I'm reading for. Like sometimes I feel like I can't stop swearing, and it's usually sometimes it's just me, but like sometimes I feel like it's because, you know, that's maybe kind of the person, or I'm really doubting everything that I'm getting, and that's likely because the person that I'm channeling for is really struggling with self-doubt and things like that. So I feel like for this person, I'm really having a lot of trouble kind of pulling through the energy and words in the English language that make sense and really kind of do the energy justice. And so I feel like this person definitely struggles in terms of communication. I feel like they're definitely better at showing how they feel and taking action to prove their intentions rather than just tell you their intentions. I definitely think too, maybe if you're used to people that are very communicative, maybe like you might be worried that like if this person isn't communicating with you all the time, it's because they're not interested. And that's definitely not the case. I honestly wouldn't be shocked if this person really doesn't like texting or online communication. Like even if this is long distance, I bet they prefer like video chat or calling you or just like hearing your voice. But I also feel like with this Page of Swords, this person feels like they have a lot to learn. And I think that they will probably communicate this to you, or they'll try to just play it cool. Because there is a little bit of ego here. Like this person really wants to impress you. And even if you've been with them for a very long time, I feel like they really want to bring that spark back, or just at the very least, not only show you like how attracted like they are to you still, but to like kind of, they just really want you to feel like they really want to feel in charge, and they really want you to feel like you can feel safe to go with the flow with them. And also, like, I definitely feel like too, there, if you are in a relationship with them, I definitely think that they're seeing, if you guys have been disagreeing about something where maybe they haven't really been hearing your side or they haven't really seen it, I definitely feel like they're seeing what you're talking about now. And I definitely think that they're going to be forthcoming about that, but it may take them some time to communicate that. I feel like they're going to show you before they tell you. Like, I feel like they're just going to start kind of trying to make amends and, what's the right word? They're going to try to improve their behavior that wasn't working in the past. But if this is someone that maybe you're not with, that you're dating or you more recently met, I feel like this person is very interested in learning everything about you. Like, they really just want to know what you're interested in, what you like, what you don't like. And I feel like all the information that they're gathering, it's very much so that they can then take action to show you how much they care. Like, I feel like this is someone who's definitely going to remember like what your favorite fruit is, your favorite types of shows, the things that you like, your love languages. Like, this person wants to know a lot about you, and I wouldn't be shocked if they're kind of doing some social media stalking to see what they can figure out about you. I also think I also feel like too, it might be that they are not even very good at like asking questions like that, because they're like, oh, I don't want them to think I'm too eager, or I don't want to scare them away. But I definitely feel like this person is studying you intently and studying what you're interested in, what you like, and things like that. But I also think that this person is a little bit, I wouldn't say afraid, because there's definitely like a seriousness to this person where they recognize that they have a lot to learn when it comes to committed connections. Because I definitely feel like this person feels very committed to your connection. Like, even if, for some of you, if there's like, if you're non-monogamous or polyamorous or something like that, there's still a very serious, committed and energy towards you. Like, this doesn't feel like someone who's just interested in like hitting it and quitting it. Like, this is someone who sees a future with you. And if you're already with them, I feel like whatever realizations they've had about their behavior that they need to shift or change, they're like, okay, this is going to be a process and I definitely need to learn, but they're willing to learn. And I definitely think if you are in a relationship with this person, it may be like really, really beneficial, like when you notice them making those changes that you've been like asking for, you notice that they're really listening to what you've told them, like, you know, just telling them that you appreciate that, or being like, oh, thank you for doing that. I feel like that would be really helpful for them. I do feel like no matter what your connection to this person is and where you both are at, this is a new type of experience for them. Even if this is a connection that's been established for quite a while, I feel like they're entering in a new energy where I feel like for a lot of you, maybe they've kind of humbled themselves and realized where they've been in the wrong. And I feel like if this is a newer person or someone that has kind of been hot and cold and now they're showing up very seriously, it's because like this is someone who doesn't take that action and make those sort of commitments unless they're sure. And this person is sure about you. And so now I feel like it's like, okay, this is going to be a bit of a process, but I'm confident that I can learn what I need to in order to be the right person for pile 3, to be the right partner for them. I feel like they're very intent on making sure that they don't want to mess up with you, but I feel like if they do, they're going to be very forthcoming, like, oh, I'm very like, I don't feel like this person is going to like mess up with you in terms of like doing something really messed up or something like that. But I do feel like this person, for example, maybe if they're not used to being in a committed relationship, like that's something that's newer for them, or maybe they haven't been in one for so long that it's something newer for them, and it's like they have a bit to learn. And I do feel like there is a bit of a maturation process that needs to happen here, but I feel like they're either going to be forthcoming about that, or you can or you can already tell. And I think that they're just kind of in their mind thinking that not only do they have a lot to learn from you, and if they are older than you, I do feel like they are kind of surprised by the fact that you may be wiser than them, or that there's so much that they can learn from you. I feel like they find you very mentally stimulating. Like I feel like they really like listening to you talk and listening to you talk about the things that you're passionate about. And I definitely think too that they're just like realizing that when it comes to whatever type of connection you have, and however it is coming together and whatever action they're taking, they're recognizing that they're not perfect and that they will need to grow and be willing to kind of learn and be open to new ways of operating and new ways of being. And I feel like they're just kind of, they're trying not to get in over their head and overthink things. I will say the one thing that this person may do at times is accidentally put their foot in their mouth and say things that they don't mean. So I would give this person a little bit of grace if they accidentally say something. Like, I don't feel like this person would ever intend to like offend you or something like that, but they might just say something stupid that they don't mean. And I don't feel like they would ever mean to do that in a way that's intentionally malicious or harmful. But I do think that this person is kind of recognizing that they have some learning to do when it comes to this connection. But with the star here, I feel like they literally see you as like such a beautiful light in their life, and they feel like this connection is very healing. And so if this is a new connection, one that's just recently come into your life, I definitely feel like this person is seeing you as like, for some of you, I feel like this person is a bit freaked out, like everything has led up to them meeting you, and they might be really shocked, but they feel like this connection, it feels really healing, it feels really exciting, and they feel very hopeful about it. They feel like there's a lot of opportunities, and I feel like they're fantasizing about the future and like what's going to come next. If this is a connection where things have been kind of on and off, I feel like this person is actually really excited for the future, and they feel really good about the decision that they've made to take action towards you and be serious and more committed to this. Like, it might be a little bit weird, especially if this person has been kind of like standoffish and hasn't really been forthcoming, but I feel like that's because they didn't want to preemptively take action towards you if they weren't sure about it. And it's like now that they are, and they're not only really excited for the future, but they also feel like this connection can be very healing, and they feel like there's a lot of opportunity for growth between the two of you, and they're really excited for the future. And if you've been in a connection with this person for a while, I definitely think that they are feeling really good about where your connection is headed, and they feel like what you're growing through and healing together is not only just making them feel very excited for what's next with you, but I feel like they're just realizing how important you are to their life and how positive of an impact you have on their life, and how much they can grow and heal with you. And I feel like they're just very grateful for you. They're very grateful for your presence in their life, and they're very grateful for who you're helping them become. I feel like I literally just heard like, even your flaws are perfect. Like this person just absolutely adores you, and I feel like I wouldn't be shocked if they light up when they see you, or if they have tons of pictures of you on their phone, or if they keep things related to you. Like, I just feel like this person is completely enamored with you. And if they're a newer person, it might be scary to be so enamored with you, but I feel like they can't ignore it. It's like a guiding light. Whereas if this is a connection that has existed for quite a while, and you've had ups and downs, I feel like this person, no matter what you guys go through, they come back to this energy and this feeling of like, pile 3 is incredible. Like, obviously no relationship is perfect, but like, they make me a better person. They make my future better, and I don't see my future without them. Like, that would be like, a future without you in their life would be like a night sky without stars. That's so beautiful. Let's go ahead and clarify this with some channeled messages. I'm gonna kind of like, well, actually no, I'm not gonna push these up, because then it's gonna make all these get kind of messed up. But I'm going to be using the Hermit Tarot's channeled messages. She's a queen. If you've never checked out her channel, you must. If you don't have these channel messages for yourself and you'd like some, you should get them. I love them. I love her. She's amazing. So I'm just going to use these to clarify the tarot cards. So Spirit, can you clarify? Woo! I don't know about that. Let's clarify that. Okay. Okay. That's interesting. I'm going to hold on to that. Okay. Spirit, can we clarify the King of Wands, please? Because here's what's interesting is, here's the problem. When I'm channeling, I'm like half here. So I can't even remember if I started the question when that flipped out. So we'll hold on to that. And I'm just gonna, so I can consciously know that I asked and set the intention to ask the question. Spirit, can we, this person, oh my gosh, okay, Spirit, can we clarify the King of Wands, please? Okay. Can we clarify the Six of Pentacles? Can we clarify the Page of Swords? Can we clarify the Star, please? Yee! Okay. And we'll look at the back of the deck too. So, okay. With these two cards coming out, I definitely feel like if this person was non-committal, for those of you where this person was non-committal, I definitely feel like there may be a little bit of embarrassment, like if they were pushing this connection back or they didn't want to commit. I feel like they're like, oh wow, I was so wrong. I feel like they're so attracted to you. And maybe if this person is resistant to a committed connection, they were really embarrassed by the fact that they couldn't see things before. For some of you, if you recently met this person, maybe this person was involved with someone else and now they're like, wow, like, I can't even believe, like, I feel like this person might be a little bit like ashamed of the fact that they may have to like tell someone that they like met you, which I don't know. This energy is like weird. I don't know if these cards were meant to come out, but they did come out. And so I wonder if for some of you, maybe like if you were going through a rough patch in a relationship, this could be kind of them, like maybe they thought like things weren't going to last between the two of you, or maybe they were thinking about like ending things and now they're like, I can't even believe I was thinking that. I can't believe I even thought that. Like they might even be ashamed about it. Or if you guys did take a break, I feel like there might be a little bit of embarrassment about their behavior or how they like weren't seeing things clearly. But if this is a newer person, they might be afraid that they're going to get too attached to you. And if that's the case, I think we should see other people as not a like romantic thing. I think it's a like, I think we should make sure we set healthy boundaries so we don't get so enamored and like enthralled in one another that we completely forget the outside world exists. And truthfully, this, I can't even look at you right now, even almost feels like the vibe, like with this star here, like, because, you know, the sun's a star too. I feel like this person might be so attracted to you that like they almost can't hold themselves back. And I feel like they might even kind of like have to set boundaries with themselves so that they don't get too carried away. I don't know. Take these cards as they resonate. If they don't resonate at all, take them out. I literally can't even remember if I said, if I even set intentions when I was shuffling these two cards. They came out so quickly. So, you know, short-term memory is not the vibe right now. Anyway, okay, let's clarify the King of Wands. You are so very special. Yes, this person which this makes sense because this is the World card, 21. And it definitely seems like with this intervention here, they've reached a cycle where which first of all, the fixed energies are in the World card. And I definitely feel like this person recognizes that like they are fixed on you. You are the person that they want to be with, whether they've been with you for a while or they've just recently met you. And they're like, I'm going to take action towards that. I'm going to show pile 3 that they are very special, that I do really care about them, that I do want this connection. Like I definitely feel like they're like, they see the value of you, they see this connection, and they are taking action towards it. They're going to show you and prove to you how serious they are. Clarifying the 6 of Pentacles, we have I want you to choose. So, I actually think this is really interesting. So I do feel like this person may kind of ask you like, they may, first of all, for some of you, they may like want to take you shopping or like take you or like plan some sort of trip with you where like they foot the bill, but like maybe you pick out the destination, maybe you pick out where you want to go or something like that. But with the 6 of Pentacles here as well, I do feel like this person like first of all wants to give you the world, but also they want to know like what you like, what you're interested in, what you want, so that they can give that to you. It's literally like, what do you want? I'll make it happen. Like they almost kind of have like a genie vibe to them. It's like, but not like Genie when he's stuck in the lamp, but like Genie when he's set free. Like I want to make things happen. Like I want to, it's just this very beautiful vibe of like, let me know what I can do to make your world a better place. Let me know what I can do to support you. Let me know what I can do to make you feel loved. Let me know what I can do for you, and I will do it. So if you're the type of person that's very, like, for example, where do you want to go for dinner? I don't know. I don't care. I don't know. Like, I feel like this person wants to know what you want, because like they're satisfied when you're satisfied. They're happy when you're happy. And I feel like they actually, they want to spend their precious time and energy on you, making sure that they are doing the absolute most in terms of what you're going to enjoy, what you're going to like, what you're going to appreciate. It's actually really beautiful. Okay, clarifying the Page of Swords, you have so many choices and options. So I definitely feel like with this Page of Swords here, there could be a bit of insecurity, at least in terms of like, maybe for some of you, this person is actually interesting, because when I was saying that like you're intellectually stimulating, they really like to listen to you. So maybe they feel like, for some of you, maybe this person is a bit insecure about like their education level, or insecure about their intelligence in general. Maybe they feel like, for example, if they're not very great at communicating, or if you are, if maybe you are just, you know, have a lot of like, for example, if you're in academia, or you have a lot of like high achieving academic friends or things like that, or you just have a lot of academic interests, this person may feel a bit insecure, like what if their friends don't like them, or what if the people in your life like judge them or think that they're dumb. They don't want you to think that they're dumb. And actually, I feel like if this person did anything that was like rather immature, I feel like it was probably stemming from an insecurity around what if they're not smart enough for you, what if they're not good enough for you, or like what if there are other people that are smarter that could like satisfy you intellectually. I feel like this person does have an insecurity around their intellect. Even if they are incredibly intelligent, maybe it's like a degree thing, like maybe they have a lower level of education than you do, or maybe they're more, maybe their interests are very specialized or very specific. I just definitely feel like with this Page of Swords here, there may be a little bit of insecurity around what if I feel like they're so committed to showing you how serious they are about this connection, because they're worried and afraid that you have much better options. Or if you have been in a relationship with them for a long time, I do feel like this person, part of the reason why this person realized they have to stop engaging in this dynamic that isn't working with you anymore, because like they know that you can move on and be happy without them. I mean, obviously you may not be entirely happy, but I feel like this person realizes like you're very special, and they don't want to let go of you, and I feel like they would kick themselves if they did. But then clarifying the Star, we have, I know you from somewhere, and will you choose me? So I definitely think that this person feels like you are a kindred spirit. If they're not dating you yet, I do feel like, or like if you're not in a committed relationship yet, I do feel like there is a bit of insecurity here, where they're like, I really hope they say yes. Like I feel like they're so intent on taking action to show you how serious they are, because they want you to know, like, I feel a really deep connection to you. I feel like they may feel a deeper bond to you. They may not really fully understand like soul level stuff, but they feel a familiarity to you that they can't quite explain. And I feel like they just feel this sense of like, I hope I'm good enough. I will do anything I can to prove that I'm good enough. And if this person has been in a relationship with you for a long time, I feel like if you both maybe feel like you've kind of been like you've been different versions of yourself, which obviously like people grow and change, but like I do feel like this person, maybe there were elements of you that you weren't really expressing, maybe because you were really frustrated with this person and they weren't seeing it, or maybe, you know, you had a lot on your plate, or like, for example, if you and this person have like kids or something, like, you know, you guys have a lot going on, or if you're just very stressed at work or things like that. I feel like this person is really hopeful that you both will get back to your original dynamic, and I feel like they want to, they just want to work with you, and they choose you. That's a Simpsons reference. But let's see what's on the back of the deck here. Yeah, the Ace of Pentacles. We love to see it. There's that 8. There's that 8 of Wands I was talking about. But yeah, this person's definitely planning on offering you something. Like they see this, like the Ace of Pentacles is a solid opportunity to start something special, or start a new cycle, a solid one that is positive. So I feel like if you have been going through a rough patch with this person, I definitely feel like they're really serious about changing. They've seen the light in whatever way they needed to. And if this is a newer person, they're very serious about commitment with you. And if this person has been hot and cold with you, they're definitely very serious about proving to you now, like, I'm out of that energy. Like, I was only hot and cold because I wasn't sure. Now I am. And actually, speaking of those two cards that popped out, maybe this person, if they were hot and cold, like, they were kind of holding back and kind of unsure, like, maybe they were seeing other people and they're like, they're not pile 3. They're not my pile 3. That's how they feel about that. I love this energy. I love it so much. So sorry I've had to go back and forth so much, but like, there's just so many different energies coming through. I just want to make sure I get all of them. So thank you very much for being patient with me. But we're going to go ahead and finish this reading off before we move over to the extended with some final guidance for you moving forward. So you guys got 2 of these cards. So we have, each day I wake with a grateful heart and a clear mind. I read that wrong, but that's okay. I wake each day with a grateful heart and a clear mind. We also have, I am powerful, I am radiant, and I am confident. I love this card. It's so true. And I definitely think that you could be mirroring that energy with this person. Don't think you were going to get through this reading without an ego card for yourself. So let's see what guidance spirit has for your ego. So we have the Genius with control. I forgive myself for pressuring myself to understand more than I am meant to know in the present moment. I choose to believe that there are things that were never meant to be in my hands and are instead being divinely guided. So for example, maybe this person, like, for example, if they recently came in, like, maybe you just want to know what's going to happen between the two of you. What's going to happen? Maybe you've been afraid to take action because you don't know what's going to happen, you know? And I feel like the universe is just asking you to trust in what is meant to happen, and to trust that you don't have to know everything. You can just be a participant here. We also have connection, bliss, love, and devotion. That is quite a pose. I don't know if I could do that. I kind of want to try though. But I definitely think we have another 8 here, which I really love. I definitely feel like spirit is encouraging you not only to connect with yourself, but to feel safe enough to connect with this person. Even if you have been with them for quite a while, I do feel like they are receptive to hearing your perspective in a different way than they were before. I feel like they could have been closed off and maybe unwilling to admit their faults, and I feel like that could have come from a place of being afraid to lose you, or just being afraid to face certain things. But if you're really afraid to be open with this person, or if this is a newer connection, I feel like this is the universe giving you permission to connect with this person and connect with yourself. And also, you don't have to suppress your emotions. You can be open, connect with yourself, and really get to know what you want and what makes you feel loved and what you like, because this person wants to know that. I also feel like with this dove here, or this cloud dove, there's going to be a lot of peace here, and doves could actually be a synchronicity for this connection. And I also think too, if you are better at communicating than this person, I feel like it could actually be really effective, you know, if you instigated opportunities for you to connect through your words. So like, maybe, I know there are certain games, like card games, where you ask each other deeper questions. I feel like Spirit is really saying you can trust this, and be creative in terms of how you connect with this person. If you're really struggling to kind of get to know them better, or you're struggling to connect to yourself, really ask yourself why you might be resistant, or what you can do to get in touch with yourself. I feel like, especially because this person might help you connect to yourself better. Like, they may be a really good mirror to help you see yourself through them. And so I feel like Spirit is saying too that this connection is a wonderful opportunity to just see how lovable you are, and recognize that you deserve this and you deserve love just as much as they do. But we also have surrender to setting limits. It is healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs, and remember that no is a complete sentence. So yeah, especially if this is a newer connection, you both might get like too like worried, like that you're going to get too caught up into things, or that you're going to lose yourselves in one another. So I feel like Spirit is saying definitely make sure you set boundaries and check in with one another. But I also think too, you know, one of the things, I feel like the setting limits in this connection card is really coming through, because I feel like this person really wants to be able to meet your needs. And even if you've been with them for a while, I feel like they're learning how to meet your needs in ways that maybe they haven't in the past. And so I feel like Spirit is saying, if you don't know how to have certain needs met, like now's the time to get to know that and really connect with yourself. But finally, we have be in the present and dream of the future. When we dream, everything is possible. And I love that because it really just fits with this star card. Like, I feel like Spirit is asking you to just be present in this situation and trust what's happening, and you know, allow yourself to dream about the future with this person, because I feel like this person is in it for the long haul. And I feel like there's no future faking happening here. There's future manifesting and talking about your future and dreaming of what could be. Like, this is a really beautiful energy. And I think actually one way you could grow closer is bonding over mutual goals and supporting one another in that. So pile 3, I love this reading so much. This was such a fun reading to do, and this energy wasn't just interesting, it was just really awesome. So thank you guys so much for letting me read your cards and for being here, and thank you so much for letting my ads play in the background. If you enjoyed this reading and appreciate what I do, that is one of the simplest and easiest ways to support me. But you can support me in other ways by checking out the extended. That's a huge one. You can like this video and comment down below. Those things are free and they help me so much. You can also subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you join our ever-growing fam and click that little bell notification to be part of my notification squad. If you want me to see your comment, I usually see comments when I first upload, because sometimes I get a little afraid after that because you just never know what's coming through. But anyway, if you'd like to support me in other ways, I have merch linked down below, as well as my social media. Though do beware of scammers pretending to be me. I do not offer personal readings. So if someone is pretending to be me offering you a personal reading, is not me. But that's all I have for you guys. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you are watching this video, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, pile 4. Welcome to your reading, and thank you so much for being here. If you guys chose the Apophyllite and the Adventure Time Tarot deck, this is going to be your reading on your person's current feelings for you. So if you want a full breakdown of the reading, there is one in the intro and it is time-stamped, but we're going to go ahead and start with the energy check, and we are looking at your person's current energy / actions towards you. So if this resonates, then you found the right pile. If this sounds like you and not your person, then you've probably found the pile about you, and I would try a different one unless you want to hear about yourself. If it doesn't resonate, then this is definitely not your pile. And if it sounds like you and the person you're asking about, it's likely indicative of mirroring. So to start with your person's action / energy, we have reflection. Isn't this cool? I said this in every pile, but like I just got this deck and I'm so obsessed with it. It's so fun. I could play with it forever. Okay. We also have the ego response of the hero with security. I forgive myself for distrusting others to be able to take care of themselves. I choose to believe that when I delegate tasks and make space for growth, I empower others to experience parts of themselves not previously known to them. We have the sacral chakra with serenity. We have fresh start. We have earthworm. And we have missing you. So, this is kind of a peculiar energy, I'm not gonna lie. It feels very sheepish, and it's really interesting because in all 4 of the piles so far, like there have been a multitude of different scenarios, and I see that in this pile as well. For some of you, I'm getting the vibe like this could be a connection that's newly like long distance. Maybe one or both of you had to like move. This could also be a breakup that's pretty fresh, or also a like a break, not a breakup, but like a temporary kind of like separation type situation. This could also be someone that you are with, but maybe there has been some issues or challenges. If not, I could definitely see for many of you this could be like an ex or someone that you have ended things with, or at the very least are in a disagreement with. Like, you may not be broken up with them, but there may be like a disagreement or a misunderstanding here. No matter what, this person is feeling a little bit shy and hesitant to kind of reach out to you. I definitely feel like there is a deep attachment here and a lot of care about not only how you're doing, but what you're doing. The fact that we have this reflection card here, I definitely think this person is thinking a lot about this connection and reflecting a lot about this connection. Depending on where you're at specifically with your person in this connection, this reflection could be like this person realizing elements of themselves within you. Sorry, I'm burping. Which burps usually mean releasing negativity. I do feel like this person is maybe recognizing, like I'm literally hearing like the error of their ways and maybe how they were kind of either unfair to you, or maybe for some, this person could have infantilized you a little bit, or maybe kind of they could have liked to be in a position of power in the connection where maybe you depended on them, or maybe they're realizing how they didn't fully see you because they were kind of too stuck in their own ego. The biggest vibe that I'm getting is that this person may not be interacting with you a whole lot, and if they are, I would say it's very likely surface level, or if this is a relationship, like if you're in a relationship with this person, I would say like a communication is likely sweet, but not too deep. I feel like they're probably trying to keep things cool and peaceful. I definitely feel like whatever is happening here, this person is having a hard time, but I feel like they're very accepting of whatever has gone down between the two of you, or whatever they're learning about themselves due to this connection. I think one thing that they're realizing, especially with this sacral chakra card, is that they're having awareness around elements of their behavior that they may not have realized impacted you more intensely. I think there are certain things where this person may not have realized that they may have come across as like arrogant, or they could have done things that they weren't intentionally trying to hurt your feelings, but it could have made you feel like they didn't trust you enough, or that they didn't believe in you enough. I feel like with this reflection card, there could have been a situation that happened between the two of you where either you decided that you needed space from this person, or you could have ended things with this person, or this person just may be realizing that they were a bit arrogant and they know less than they realize. They could have also believed that you needed them in a way where maybe if you did end things with them, they could have thought like you would come back to them, or that you wouldn't be able to make it on your own. I don't get that vibe for all of you, but I am getting it for some of you. If this is a newly long distant connection, I do feel like this energy is far more positive. Like if you're with this person and you know this separation is because like literally physically, if one of you has had to move, or if maybe if you did see this person in person recently or something like that, or if you haven't been able to talk to them recently, they could just really be reflecting on your memories together and just missing you, and kind of, I would say it's more likely that maybe they could be even like messaging you or talking to you about like, remember when we did this, or remember when we did that. But I feel like for a lot of you, this person is definitely feeling just a bit sheepish and hesitant and shy around you. I feel like if you're on good terms with this person and you're either in a relationship with them, or maybe you guys called the connection quits because maybe you were moving or there was distance happening, I do feel like this person is kind of figuring out life as it is now. I do feel like they feel a bit awkward, and I definitely think that if you were a source of stability for them, they're kind of having a hard time finding their balance. And I mean, they're figuring it out, but I think that they were more arrogant about their ability to be able to adapt than they realized. I think that they worry about you, but they try not to. You could have taken like their worry for you as like somewhat condescending, or it could have come off like I said earlier, that they didn't think that you would be okay without them or that you needed them in some way. But I think one thing that they've realized is that you actually, they need you more than you need them. And I think that's really uncomfortable for them to realize. I also think that for some of you, this person, maybe if you're not communicating with them at all, but like they're on your mind a lot, or you're feeling their energy a lot, it could be that after some time, maybe this person is realizing the fact that they miss you a lot and they want some sort of fresh start with you, but they may be too shy to come forward about that, and they're maybe not really the type of person to admit to things like that. Like maybe this person isn't used to saying things like, oh, I miss you or I need you. I feel like this person is used to being the one that is needed. And I think that whatever the case is between you and this person, I feel like this person is realizing where they need to start doing work on themselves. I'm really called to look at the waterfall and the fresh start. I feel like this person is getting in touch with their emotions, maybe in ways that they haven't before, and maybe that's something that they are uncomfortable with, and that's part of this shyness. I feel like with the reflection card being here, I think they're realizing where maybe they could have been unfair in the past, but also I just think that they're reflecting on themselves and their behavior and whatever has gone down between the two of you. And I think that they're realizing that there's a lot of unresolved emotion that they're not really quite sure how to handle. I think that they have been more used to distancing themselves from their emotions rather than acknowledging them and feeling them and experiencing them, because it's a little bit uncomfortable. And I think that also they have a hard time either expressing their emotions or even acknowledging their emotions. I do think, though, that they got a lot of reassurance out of people needing them, out of being needed. And it's quite possible, even if this is a situation where like maybe you both just ended things and it wasn't necessarily bad terms, but maybe you just needed space or you needed something different. I feel like this person is a little worried about you, even though they know that you can handle things on your own. I think this person is realizing how they may have this need to be needed, and how that may actually get in the way of their ability to be intimate with others and like authentic with others. I also think this person is, I wouldn't say they're like having some like deep spiritual experience, but I do think they are recognizing that things are deeper than they realize. I think that this person is kind of used to existing on the surface. Not that they can't be deep, but I do think that they, like, I get kind of Gemini energy from this person, even though there's nothing necessarily Gemini-ish here. I just kind of feel like this person, or maybe Taurus, Gemini or Taurus energy, or like, I feel like this person is just very comfortable focusing on the day-to-day things or the material world and kind of just things that intrigue them. But I do think that there is this part of them where they almost don't trust others to be okay without them. And I feel like they haven't really given people the room and safety to do that. They could definitely feel insecure, especially if you did end things with them, or if there is distance here and you seem to be doing okay. Especially if you are with this person and like you're doing okay. I feel like this person doesn't want to communicate to you the fact that they are not doing very well. I feel like they are missing you. They're doing all right, but I think that they're just really struggling with maybe recognition of their insecurities and recognition of the fact that they may have overestimated how okay they would be with things. I do feel like no matter what, a common theme here is that this person is experiencing bright lights and hard truths about not only their behavior, but how maybe they projected certain things onto you that in hindsight they realize were actually within them. and they may be realizing how their ego maybe got in the way of their ability to be authentic and real. I also feel like no matter what, this person is missing you, and I feel like this person either wants a fresh start with you, or if you both have chosen to part ways and move forward, I feel like they are trying to find peace in this fresh start, but I also think that there's a lot of unresolved emotions about the situation that they haven't really come to terms with, and I feel like they want to communicate those, but they're not really sure how. I feel like with the Earthworm card being here, they just kind of feel like awkward in life right now. It's almost like I'm literally, at first I was seeing, like, you know how when a crab grows out of its shell, it needs to find a new home? It kind of seems like that, like they're trying to find what fits for them now. But I was also just, for some reason, if you've ever seen Futurama, Dr. Zoidberg without his shell on, I don't know why. Maybe Futurama is significant for some reason. Adventure Time certainly could be. But I do think that this person is just kind of definitely thinking about you a lot, and like, for example, you could notice that maybe you're like one of the first person, like if you have social media where you post stories, like they could be one of the first people to check your stories, or maybe you just feel their energy a lot, or you've heard people, like, if, for example, maybe you moved from where you both lived and you have like mutual friends that still live in that place that tell you like, oh, they were asking about you, or blah, blah, blah. I definitely just think that this person may be feeling insecure about the fact that either you don't need them, or depending on the severity of the situation, they could have really messed up, and now you're like, either at least they perceive you to be doing just fine, and I think that they're not, or they're realizing that they want a fresh start, and I don't know if they know how to be. It's kind of this like coming back with their tail between their legs. It's like they're kind of awkward and feeling really shy, and I think that there's just kind of a reserved energy about them where I feel like they just don't really want to let on like how much they miss you, or how much they have realized maybe where they just weren't seeing things accurately. I think also they're just dealing with the fact that they're not able to suppress or control their emotions the way they used to. I think this is kind of the hard thing about like getting multiple situations, is like, as I'm channeling them, I'm trying to hit all my bases, but like I do want to stress that if you are in a relationship with this person, or if you and this person ended things amicably, I do feel like this person, even though they miss you, they're trying to respect your space. And if you are with them, I feel like they're trying to also still respect your space. I feel like they don't want to put any pressure on you or make you feel guilty. Like, for example, if you were the one that had to move or create distance, but if they were the one that had to move or create distance and you're still with them, or there's like an amicable understanding, I feel like they might be having a hard time with this shift and this change. I feel like they might be really missing old times with you, and I think they may have overestimated how easy this transition would be, and I think they underestimated how much they would miss you. I think no matter what, no matter who this person is, they underestimate how much they would end up missing you. I feel like they're having a hard time finding peace in this situation. I don't really think they fully accepted whatever has happened here, but I do know that especially with this Earthworm card being here, it's kind of like the natural consequences for whatever their actions were. And I feel like consequences isn't necessarily a negative term. I do feel like there are kind of two camps, where if this is like a situation where you're not on bad terms, or like you're together or amicably apart, I feel like this person is just trying to kind of accept where their new life is headed. I think they're reflecting a lot about their connection with you, and how that shaped them, and how they are going to move forward. And I feel like for some of you, they're wondering if they should have moved forward. Whereas for others, if this situation is either in a rocky place right now, or there have been disagreements, misunderstandings, arguments, endings, things like that, I feel like this person is really struggling with the fact that they may have acted a little bit arrogant. They may have kind of treated you unfairly, and they may have underestimated not only like your strength and your ability to take care of yourself, but also I feel like they just didn't realize how much of a blow to their ego it would be to realize that you didn't need them as much as they thought that you would. So if that resonates, if that sounds like the person I am describing, or someone at least that you know and are interested in listening to, then congrats, you found the right pile. So we're going to go ahead and get into the tarot now and start looking at their current feelings for you. So while I am shuffling, I will say if this reading resonates and you're interested, there will be an extended for this reading, and they have been really juicy and actually just very fun to read about. We're going to be looking at your person's intentions towards you. We're also going to be looking at what action you should take and how that will affect the connection. We'll also be looking at action this person will most likely take and why they'll take that action. We're also going to see what they want you to know at this time by pulling a bunch of different channeled messages and coming together with one big message. And we'll also have guidance directly from your spirit guides about your love life. So if you're interested in that, that will be linked down below, but no pressure. I'm just grateful you're here and grateful I get to read for you. So let's go ahead and see, Spirit. How is pile 4's person currently feeling about them at this time? Okay, yeah, it definitely seems like there was an ending of some sort. How is pile 4's person currently feeling about pile 4? Okay. The Queen of Cups. It's pile 4's person. We have the 3 of Wands. We have the Hanged Man. And on the back of the deck, we have the 4 of Swords. So I definitely feel like this person is definitely kind of trying to heal from this situation, but also kind of, I think there's a part of them trying to avoid certain aspects of this situation, depending on if things have not ended amicably. I definitely feel like this person may be kind of trying to ignore certain aspects of this connection or certain truths that they haven't wanted to face, where they may be like, if they're ignoring them, they may be coming out in their dreams or something like that. I feel like with this Death card being here, there has been some sort of major change between the two of you, and I feel like that's been very hard for them to deal with, and I feel like they didn't anticipate how powerful this experience would be. I feel like especially if this was a breakup or a big ending of some kind, I feel like this person didn't think it would hit them this hard, or they didn't think they would still be grieving. I also feel like they didn't think it would be this difficult to like acclimate to life again. If you're still with this person, but there has been some sort of ending in how the connection was, like if one of you had to move, that's a big thing that I'm getting. I feel like this person is still just like really missing you and really kind of struggling with the fact that things aren't the way they used to be. No matter what, I think this person is struggling with the fact that things aren't the way they used to be. And with the Death card being here, I feel like this person is really feeling a lot and trying their best not to face it. And I actually think the interesting thing about the Death card is obviously it doesn't necessarily represent actual death. Oftentimes it doesn't, but it does represent a significant shift. And after the Death card comes Temperance, which is a lot about balance, patience, moderation. And one thing that I realized is that, usually when a death-like event happens, it fundamentally shifts energy and it requires a rebalancing. And I feel like this person is in that process of figuring out how to get into Temperance, in the sense of how to rebalance themselves after everything that's happened. I don't think that this person, like if you and this person broke up, I definitely don't think they've moved on from you, especially with this Queen of Cups being here. I think that they, especially if you identify with being a Queen of Cups type person, which is just someone who's very, very empathic, very sweet, very compassionate, very emotionally available, very nurturing. I feel like this person may have undervalued that presence that you brought to them. And it's like, I do think for a lot of you, this person maybe, it's like they didn't realize what they had until they didn't have it anymore. And I feel like too, This person may be really struggling with their feelings. They may actually be going to a motherly type figure and talking about this with them. And that may be really uncomfortable for them because I feel like they typically wouldn't open up about that. It's really interesting because we have a lot of water energy here. With the Hanged Man, that's Pisces energy, Death is Scorpio energy, and the Queen of Cups is all the water energy. So Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. And I really feel like this person is really trying to suppress their emotions. And I definitely think they feel a bit uncomfortable with the fact that they're feeling so much. Definitely if they were the one to end things, if things did end here. But if you and this person are just at a distance from one another and this is long distance now or things have changed, I feel like this person is just really missing you and still has so much love for you. And they're not really like, I mean, if you're together, they're obviously not looking in anyone's direction, but if you are insecure about that and wondering if they still feel the same way, they absolutely do. I think even if you've broken up, this person still feels a lot for you, but I do think that there is, I keep hearing arrogance, and I think that this person almost kind of feels like they kind of deserve whatever has happened in this situation if they didn't really treat you right or if they messed up in some sort of way. With the Three of Wands being here, I do feel like this person is trying to move forward and they're trying to look to the future. With the Three of Wands as well, I do feel like if you are with this person and you're at a distance, I do feel like they are trying to figure out plans for when they can see you next, and I feel like that's what they're trying to look forward to. I feel like they're trying to create things in their life to look forward to in general. And I do feel like they're happy if you're happy. They want you to expand. They want you to grow. With the Hanged Man situation, the Hanged Man being here, it literally is coming out before I could even finish it. I feel like they're just trying to accept this situation. And I feel like they could have gotten themselves in a sticky situation by, especially if they created this sort of death energy here, whatever that is for you and your person. I do feel like this person is like kind of accepting what has happened here, and they may be like seeing now how they may have created this situation or how they got themselves in this sticky situation. And so now I think that they're realizing that they kind of have to be the ones to figure this out, and they may have to just deal with the consequences, whatever they may be. I do feel like they are seeing things from a different perspective, especially if maybe you and this person, if you and them like broke up, or you are not really talking to one another right now, or things ended here. I do feel like if you voiced concerns or voiced things to this person that they either invalidated or didn't understand, I do think they're seeing that now. I feel like they're seeing this connection from a much different perspective than they once were, and I feel like that's partially because their world has been turned upside down a little bit. And I think that that's probably for the better, because it seems like however this situation was before, this person was definitely in their comfort zone, and I definitely think that they were able to kind of not acknowledge a lot of their own shortcomings that may have created issues in your relationship in general. I definitely think too, with this Hanged Man card being here, that they may feel kind of trapped in their emotions right now, and they may kind of just feel like they need to start healing and they need to start working on themselves. Like this Reflection card being here, and with this Four of Swords being on the back of the deck, they may not be telling you this, but they're definitely reflecting and growing a lot. They may not be, well, I guess maybe they're not growing, but they're planting the seeds to start growing, and they're starting to become aware of what actually needs to start happening. And you know, the Four of Swords does come right after the Three of Swords, obviously. And I do feel like it's like they're kind of working through the heartbreak stage and into the like, okay, now what? Now what do I start doing? I do feel like this person, you and this person may still like feel one another deeply, or you might get a lot of like psychic downloads about them, or you might just pick up on their energy a lot, or you might feel them a lot. You might find them showing up in your dreams, or vice versa. I do think ultimately this person is still kind of either grieving whatever has happened in this situation, but kind of accepting it and using it as an opportunity to grow, whether they really wanted to or not. I definitely think they're trying to look towards the future and kind of recognizing that they won't be stuck here forever, but I do think they are feeling a little bit stuck right now. They may be in a little bit of a rut, and I do think that they are trying to feel their way through the darkness right now. I feel really called to cut the deck for some reason, so let's just see. Okay, this is really interesting. If you have ever seen Adventure Time, this is Marceline's dad. And I haven't seen the show in a long time, but I do know Marceline and her dad have a very complicated relationship. And I do think that maybe the way this situation was before, they felt really confident and secure in themselves, and maybe this change really made them realize that they weren't as secure as they thought they were. They didn't have things as together as they thought they did. I feel like this situation has forced them to look at things with more emotional awareness. I feel like if they have had low emotional intelligence, I feel like this situation has kind of forced them to open emotionally. You know, death is Scorpio energy, and so I definitely think they're feeling deeper feelings than they maybe ever have before. I feel like if this is someone that has never experienced like depression or just a long spurt of sadness, I definitely feel like that's a new thing for them, and they're trying to figure out how to deal with that. In fact, maybe if you struggle with your mental health, this could have been something that they invalidated or acted like it wasn't a very big deal, and they may be getting a bit of a taste of their own medicine in some way or another, where they're realizing that, oh no, this is actually a thing, and it was not right of me to, like, I was wrong in thinking that this wasn't a thing, or I was wrong in invalidating pile 4. I do definitely think with the 3 of Wands being here that for some, this person could have let their impulses get the best of them, or they could have been so focused on certain goals or certain achievements that they wanted that they may have neglected you or neglected your relationship or just not treated you right. I definitely feel like they could have lost sight of things. I will say, if you're in the group where you and this person are still together, a lot of this stuff may not apply to you, because the situation that's heavier energetically is that's coming through more is definitely ones where things did not end amicably, or you're like, people are not with this person, the people of big desire aren't with this person. But for those of you who are with this person, I definitely just think ultimately it's kind of more straightforward. I think your person loves bedtime, because that's when they can be closest to you. Maybe they also are able to talk to you then. I feel like you show up in their dreams a lot, and you're often the last thing they think about before they go to sleep. Actually, I think no matter what your situation is with them, you're definitely the last thing they think about before they go to sleep. And they may actually not even really like nighttime that much, but I feel like because they're kind of stuck in a lot of darkness right now, they have no point but to kind of face things. And I feel like if things are technically good with you and this person, but there is just like distance or something like that, I feel like this person is just kind of accepting the situation for what it is, but trying to look towards the future and hope for the best. I mean, they don't have any eyes for anyone else. I think they're just trying to get used to how different things are, and they're just trying to give you the space that you need, and trying to support you and want the best for you, and I feel like they just have a lot of love for you, and they still care about you very, very deeply. And if like you were the one that had to move away, for example, I feel like they love that you're able to go after your dreams, but they hate that requires you to be away from them, or vice versa, you know what I mean? But for those of you where this is a situation that did not end very well, I definitely think that this person is still grieving over this ending or this change. I think that they are trying to distract themselves with fickle things or ambitious plans or projects in the future. I feel like they're kind of just accepting the situation for what it is. I think they're just realizing, for some of you, depending on how this person treated you, they may just be realizing they were really acting like an asshole. And they could have been really unfair to you, especially if you were very compassionate and gracious with them and patient with them. I think they may just be realizing how, I'm literally hearing the word pig-headed, they could have been. But ultimately, I think that they're just really feeling some type of way and not very good. They're up in their feels, and you're definitely, no matter what, you're living in this person's head rent-free. But I feel like for some of you, they may have felt like the situation would have been flipped, which maybe you're feeling this way too, but I do think that they didn't anticipate this to be as hard as it actually has been. And if they were the one that instigated this, I think they feel like an idiot. But ultimately, there's a lot of love and a lot of care here, but I think depending on the situation, the maturity level of this person, they're either not willing to admit that, they're either too afraid to tell you that, they might be afraid of being rejected, or they might feel like they kind of deserve, this situation or whatever has happened. They feel like it's just the natural result of what has happened here. So I'm gonna go ahead and clarify these cards with some message cards. Maybe this will help things become a little bit clearer. I hope this is making sense. A lot of the scenarios are kind of running together, and I'm trying my best to keep them clear, but I apologize if they're not. This is a stream of conscious process, so. Okay. Spirit, can you clarify the Death card, please? Can you clarify the Death card, please? Can you clarify the Queen of Cups? Can you clarify the Three of Wands? Can you clarify the Hanged Man? And we'll look at the back of the deck at the end. So with Death, we have, I'm absolutely in love with you. So definitely, yeah, that makes sense. No matter what, if things ended here, I feel like this person is realizing that their love for you is not going anywhere. And maybe this person ran away from their feelings for you, or maybe this person didn't want to admit how much love they had for you, or maybe it took this situation ending for them to realize how much they actually loved you. It's like you don't realize what you have until you've lost it. And I definitely think that's kind of this situation. And I think that if this is a long distance situation, or things ended amicably, I feel like this person is having a hard time accepting things because they very much love you, and they are really struggling with that. Pretty straightforward. Clarifying the Queen of Cups, we have, if I follow you, I could lose everything. So for those of you where this situation is a distance one, I do think that they would have to maybe let go of something very important. Or if they were the one that moved or left, if it was for something important, you know, if you're stuck in wherever you're at, it's like they could have to be, they might be stuck between a rock and a hard place, where it's like, if either I choose this connection and I let go of what I've been working for, or I choose what I've been working for, and I have to let go of this connection, or I have to deal with this long distance. Otherwise, this, if this is not the case, there's no distance, or this is more of just like an ending situation, I feel like this, I could lose everything, is a lot more just about the fact that they would lose their, what's the right word? They see it as dignity, but it's more so like losing the ability to hide behind appearances and an ego. I also feel like if they let their walls down and maybe admitted this, that you might reject them, or you might let them know it's not gonna happen. And I feel like not only would they be letting their guard down and being honest about something that they're very uncomfortable with, but then being rejected by you on top of it could just be too tough of a blow for them to deal with. Clarifying the Three of Wands, we have, please give me time, I've never felt this way before, and you are so beautiful, why do you need me? So I definitely feel like no matter what, I think that this person might be kind of torturing themselves with who are you hanging out with, what's going on. I'm sure you're with someone better, you can do better. There is a little bit of self-pitying energy here. If you are with this person, I do feel like there may be some insecurities, especially with distance here, where like they don't know what to do, and they may still just be like just trying to look towards the future and hope that things will work out. But if things ended between the two of you, I feel like this person would tell you honestly that they may have mistreated you because of their own insecurities. Because, like, as stupid and messed up as this sounds, like, they may have mistreated you because they recognize that you were a great catch, and it may have, like, triggered them. They may have realized that they may have felt like you were better than them, or felt like you would leave them, or you'd recognize that they weren't good enough for you or something like that. And I do think that there's just a lot of insecurity here. With these 2 9s being here, I feel like they could be on the cusp of a major realization around this connection, but I do think a lot of this reflection is realizing how they may have given up on this connection, or sold, or underestimated your feelings for them, or underestimated your commitment to them because of their own insecurities. I definitely feel like they're kind of just realizing, they may be holding out hope that in the future things could change, but at the same time, I think they're kind of torturing themselves with, like, visions of who you could be with, or people that can make you happier. I definitely think that they're feeling insecure. And then clarifying the Hanged Man, we have, okay, I am addicted to you. So I definitely think that this person is still very much attached to you. You know, this represents the Devil card, so they may be borderline obsessed with what's happening, and I feel like they're kind of stuck in this situation. I feel like if this person ended things with you, or treated you poorly, they look so dumb right now. Like, they feel so dumb right now, and you might be like, yeah, I know. But I definitely think that they are really struggling with attachment. And I feel like if they did kind of treat you like a possession, or treated you like something to own or something like that, I feel like they may be struggling with the fact that they can't just have you, and that life is more complex than just being they're just realizing, like, if this person was very up their own ass, just the biggest thing that they're realizing is how unfair they were to you, and how ridiculous their perspective was, and how wrong they were, and how entitled you were to act however you did towards them, or to make whatever decisions or actions you did towards them. If you are with this person, and this is like a long distance situation like I'm getting, I definitely think that they miss being with you physically and just being close to you physically. I also think that they definitely try to make up for it by looking at pictures of you or whatever. They definitely, they miss you a lot, and I feel like they don't want you to know, especially if this is a thing where it's like, maybe, for example, like, if one of you moved for a job opportunity, and it's like, you wanted, of course, like, you weren't gonna force the other one not to go. Like, it's a good opportunity, and you want each other to be happy. I feel like this person may not want to admit, like, just how much they miss you, and if they're the one that left, like, how much they might be regretting that decision, and if you're the one that left, how hard it is for them to hold back how much they miss you. Because if you are the one that, like, left or had to move, like, they don't want you to feel guilty for choosing yourself and choosing your goals and your dreams. But I definitely feel like there's this obsessive energy here where they can't stop thinking about you, and they're really having a hard time letting go of this situation. They're really having a hard time moving through this energy. They're definitely still in the thick of it. But let's see what's on the back of the deck. I want you to choose. So yeah, I definitely feel like this person thinks that you kind of have the power in this situation, and I think that makes them uncomfortable, depending on how arrogant they were, or how much they assumed things. I think that no matter what, they may want you to kind of have a say in things, because I do think they feel awkward, and I do think they are curious as to where you stand, but they may be too afraid to reach out to you, or they may be too sheepish to even admit that all of this is going on, but you may be intuitively feeling it. So we're going to go ahead, and before I move on to the extended, finish this reading off with guidance for you. I hope this resonated, and I hope this made sense. This one was definitely a little bit more challenging, just because there's just very specific but different circumstances. So I hope I did okay, and I hope it made sense. But we're going to go ahead and finish off with messages for you. So we have, I am healthy and whole, which is a wonderful affirmation for you, especially if you do not want this person back in your life, and they're really reeling from the fact that you're doing fine without them. Like, hell yeah, you're doing fine without them. Good for you. Like, that's awesome. But don't think that we're going to pull them an ego card, not pull you an ego card. So let's see what guidance we have for your ego. I forgive myself for neglecting others in an attempt to avoid being asked to share more than I feel I am capable of sharing. I choose to believe that when I'm open and honest about what I'm willing to give and when, I strengthen the bonds between myself and those I love. So maybe if you're kind of overwhelmed by this person's feelings for you, or overwhelmed by the fact that you know this person is still like dealing with a lot, and maybe you're just like needing space, maybe you need to know that it's okay to like set boundaries, and it's okay to be honest. Like, they'll be okay. We have giving, receiving, harmony, karma. So I definitely feel like the universe is really saying here, this situation does seem to be like very karmic in nature, where especially if you're on the side of things not ending very well, I feel like for some of you, this person is kind of getting what they, like, they're literally reaping what they have sown. But I feel like for others, no matter what, I feel like this guidance is a lot about focusing on things that are mutually beneficial and trusting in the fact that you deserve to receive as much as you give. And I feel like if this was an unbalanced situation where you gave a lot more than you got back, this could be the natural karmic consequences for this person. And I feel like the universe is saying, you know, you're entitled to feel however you want. And honestly, you deserve to choose situations where you're not only emotionally fulfilled, but feel safe to be vulnerable and are respected for your opinions and your outlook. And I feel like the universe is saying that so long as you continue down the path that you're already going down, you will continue attracting connections that are mutually beneficial. And I feel like if you want this situation to come back around, or if you want this situation to get better, I definitely think that the more you focus on yourself and the more you give to yourself, the more it's kind of triggering and pushing this person to look at themselves even more deeply. We also have surrender worry. Make a commitment to not lead an anxiety-driven life. When worries arise, breathe them out of your body. Focus on the power of your heart and have faith that Spirit is guiding you always. So especially if you're still with this person, also with this giving card, just know that, like, I definitely think that things can and will work out here, and the universe is asking you to trust in that. If this is a situation where maybe you feel like this person isn't good for you and that you do need to move forward, but you may like really feel still drawn to them and may really miss them, I feel like the universe is saying you don't have to make any decisions. You don't have to choose anything. But I think the best thing you could do right now is choose yourself, and don't force yourself to come to conclusions before you're ready, and don't allow this situation to take up so much of your mental energy that you don't have enough time and energy for yourself. But finally, we have ask for help. What do you really need? Be willing to accept support. So whether this is from the universe, whether this is from people in your life, or something like that, I will say if you're a part of a group where maybe you recently moved, there could be someone either like a neighbor or a coworker or even a roommate or like an acquaintance that would be very willing to help you. If there's anyone that you feel like you can go to, or maybe if you're unsure but you got the vibe like you could ask for help, I feel like that could actually be a good opportunity if you're struggling to connect with people. That could be a good opportunity for you to make connections, and it could also be helpful for you. But I feel like if you're trying to work through things all on your own, it may be time to kind of talk to someone or receive counseling or ask for help from someone you trust, or ask for guidance, or even if it's just from the universe. I feel like the universe is saying, especially if you're really struggling with worry and you're really unsure and you don't know what to do, like, definitely go to people or sources or pray to the beings that love you for help. You know, you don't have to go through this alone, and you're not alone. And I hope this reading gave you a little bit of clarity and made you feel a little less alone. But pile 4, that is where I'm going to leave this reading. I'm going to go ahead and move over to the extended now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for letting my ads play in the background while you do something else. If you appreciate what I do, that is one of the simplest and easiest ways to support me and keep this channel going. But other ways to do that, you can check out the extended, you can like this video, you can comment down below, and subscribe if you haven't already. Those 3 things are insanely helpful. You have no idea. You can also check out my merch, which is linked below, as well as my social media, though do beware of scammers pretending to be me. Just know I don't offer personal readings, and anyone claiming to be me offering you a personal reading is a scammer, a liar, a loser. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for being patient with me, and thank you so much for being here. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope you will have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this video, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye!